Welcome in to Head on a Swivel. I'm Chris. He's Scott. We're going to be with you tonight for a live show walkthrough as Georgia prepares to take on Ole Miss down in New Orleans. And looking forward to having you with us this evening as we try to work through this game, trying to kind of digest every little part to it. And something different. This has actually been requested by people out there who have watched the show. And really excited for what Scott and I are going to be doing this year as part of our Head on a Swivel podcast and get the opportunity to let you guys chime in. Is obviously bringing your chat in here with us, and we're actually going to, as time goes on, because obviously there is really no sequential order of details or segments or anything like that. We're going to be watching the game along with you. I want to go ahead and make you prepared that we are on a streaming service. So if we happen to be a little bit ahead of you or behind you, or we're moving right along with you, we're going to make sure that, if you feel like we're giving stuff away before it happens and you don't want that, I understand completely why you wouldn't want to watch. But unfortunately, we're going to just be stuck to the services of the streaming services that you belong to. So if you happen to be a little bit delayed based off what we're watching and where we're at right now, we'll try our best not to spoil too much for you. But we definitely want you to be a part of the show tonight. We want you to chime in, bring your questions, bring your comments. I want to, give me the go dogs. I want the the camaraderie to be at a high level tonight, because we are looking to be that fourth and final semifinal team that's going to be headed out to Tempe, Arizona for the Fiesta Bowl against the Miami Hurricanes, who beat the Ohio State Buckeyes last night. Scott, how you doing, my friend?
Good, nervous, all those pregame jitters. I'm excited. I like, defensive staff having a second go at a good offensive team like Ole Miss. Obviously, there's some off the field stuff that Ole Miss's staff is having to deal with, kind of dual hatting. That's not necessarily easy, but again, Ole Miss is good enough. I don't think that's going to matter a ton. Lacey, I have heard, was light in practice. A lot of non-contact, so we'll see how he goes. I mean, he's super talented, arguably the best back and left in the college football playoff. But Georgia's just such a different team, and I guess my nerves is, are they going to show it tonight? Are they going to come out and display what they did in Atlanta, kind of in a similar vein that Indiana did? I mean, I feel like the blueprint to beat Bama was doubled down by Georgia and then tripled down on by Indiana in a big way. I mean, that's the kind of game that's going to echo in Bama history for a long time as a huge turning point, either good or negative.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And, the one thing, at least the narrative has been killed now that these bye teams obviously not getting the rest that they need. They're coming in rusty. And, Indiana's gone ahead and taken care of that narrative that all the pundits want to get to on this situation. Guys, if you haven't seen our show before, we are Head on a Swivel. My name is Chris Hayes. Along with me on my shoulder here, shoulder to shoulder, is Scott Green. We do a weekly show. We break down and do analysis of Georgia football. We do break down a lot of things around the SEC, and we're excited that you're going to be with us tonight. I know a lot of people, as you can see, Scott's up and going to be moving around. He may even leave the screen time to time, which is perfectly fine. His mentality is a little bit different from mine. I was a coach for 20 plus years. I've learned to kind of stay the straight and narrow. I tend to be a little more callous through a ball game. I don't let ups and downs and the ebbs and flows bother me. I'm going to call it out as I see it. I'm going to talk to you as I see it. If you have questions and you would love to ask those questions to me or Scott, we will definitely entertain those as we move forward. While we're waiting on the game, Scott, I was just going to get your thoughts. I was going to pull up the last night's game between Ohio State and Miami. I broke down some stats here, and I really think to myself, as much elaboration of what Miami did last night to Ohio State, do you think that was more of the fact that we had just a really good defensive showing versus Ohio State, or do you really feel like Ohio State finally got exploited for the team that they were?
Sorry for moving around, guys. I gotta figure this out. But
No
honestly, I
worries.
think Ohio State got exploited. Their offensive line's been a real liability. I mean, anytime you give up 5 sacks, obviously Indiana's as legit can get. So I mean, despite that, you saw the Texas game. Ohio State was really limited in offensive output. And the narrative pushed out from the Buckeye side of things was, oh, look, guys, we're going to be conservative. It's a week one, first starter QB. I can kind of swallow that pill. But when it happens throughout the entire season where they're conservative the whole time and put themselves in jeopardy of losing a game, I don't believe it. So even in week one, I was, I really don't think that Ryan Day's wanting to put them in a position where they're only 7 points ahead. Texas has a legitimate chance to drive the field and tie. Just no coach is going to do that. So I think Miami brought up a truth of football that's just kind of the gold standard. Lines of scrimmage win games, period. And to credit Miami, they ate Ohio State's offensive line alive and then turn around. Ohio State was really slow to react. They didn't bring in tight ends to help until it was already, in the second half. They did have great plays. And again, Miami's not a perfect defense, but that front was just so good. It kind of masked a lot of that. The lack of physicality on the edge too,
Yeah.
Ohio State's talented receivers did a terrible job at protecting, screens. Again, that one pick six. And again, momentum's a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
And that really established it early on. But to turn around and give Miami credit, running the ball, and because your leverage on the line of scrimmage, your offensive line's, just outperforming, guys, that'll never go away. Like, despite everything that's changed in football, it's really cyclical. The ground game is going to be everything. I think that's why a lot of, the other talking heads are really confident in Georgia. Again, I'm a fan, so I'll wait and see. But our ability to leverage Ole Miss's offensive line is going to be the same thing for Miami. It opens up everything else. And really, Carson did good enough. I know people don't want to hear that, but Carson did good enough in critical moments to keep that game as separated as it was.
Mm-hmm.
And really, Ryan Day, I think he had said, look, we have the ability to make explosives. I think this is a terrible methodology here. If you didn't do it throughout the season outside of maybe Penn State, that was a close game in the first half.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, going against a great opponent, which all the teams in the playoffs are now, whether or not their record, that gets thrown out. It's, this is week one. That's the kind of mentality I think a lot of these teams come with. And all of a sudden you're going to change gears and do that against, a Miami team that's just absolutely abusing your offensive line. Like, I think it was just a poor methodology there. I think it's something they should have been doing. So, really super credit to Miami. Again, they never leaned away from what the answer was. My big concern with them is I thought they were going to keep it close. Obviously, I didn't have them. I had Ohio State. But my worry was how long it took Miami in weather conditions that should have leaned you into it and a quick answer in running the ball, with Fletcher. And they started early, kept it going often. And, you saw the result you saw.
Exactly. There was a little bit of balance we saw the Carson Beck balance there that really didn't put himself in a situation where he had to carry the team. You and I talked about it. If you look at it, they rushed for 153 yards. They got outgained totality-wise and total yards, 291 to 332. But, they really rode the back of Fletcher. I think they was really looking at the opportunity to let him basically just create some mechanical throws down the field. There was never a time where he really had to carry the team itself. And then the big blow was obviously the Keontae Scott pick six that took them, and really just was the tide turner there with that momentum. Tonight's game is we got Sean McDonough and Greg McElroy on the call on the color by play-by-play and the color analysis tonight. You've got a full year now total of Gunnar Stockton at the helm at the quarterback position. And I'm really excited to see, based off what we have witnessed in the last 4 to 5 weeks, of how the defense has really made the changes, that we come out and continue that continuity that we saw from the SEC championship. And I think a lot of people are probably sitting there kind of wanting to, talk you back off the ledge a little bit, feeling a little antsy because of the pundits putting the whole, these teams on the bye were over up until Indiana finally took care of business and broke that streak, beating Alabama soundly out in Pasadena at the Rose Bowl. I haven't been able to check and see yet, Scott. Have you seen what they've said about the fans in the stadium? Are we about half and half, or we're looking at, I haven't seen really.
My understanding is Ole Miss is a pretty favorable. It's about 60-40 Ole Miss.
60-40 Ole Miss? Okay. That's kind of what they expected it to be.
Yeah, it may even be like 35-65 Ole Miss.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are watching with us tonight, there is no formalities, no segments that we're going to be going through. We're going to be jumping around. We're going to be basically fans tonight watching the game with you. We would love for you to be in here with us, whether you're joining us through Facebook, whether you're on Twitter, or excuse me, X, or on YouTube. If you have any questions or would like to throw out any kind of comments, we'll be more than glad to entertain them as we move. And, Scott and I are very much prepared. I've already told him, he said, I don't know how, Coach, I can sit still because I'm going to be like it is in game time. I'm going to be moving around. And I said, that's perfectly fine. I said, you do you, boo. And he's going to, do what he's got to do to handle the game the way he wants to handle it. And, I'm going to be the one that kind of holds the ship down, and we'll move through this together. Well, we would definitely love to have any questions that you may have tonight, and we appreciate you joining the show with us. I know a lot of people don't think that that's when you're watching a watch along show with the grouping, that it's kind of hard to do, but I kind of like the camaraderie of talking to fans as the game is being played, just to understand a little bit more about the camaraderie of the game. You watch it by play by play, like I'm going to look at it, because I look at it as a coach. I'm able to call out the formations. I'm not going to do that obviously tonight, because that would definitely bug a lot of people, I think. But bottom line is, I want to make sure that if you have any questions or would like to talk about, hey, why did they do this, or hey, what do you think about this situation, we'll be more than glad to evaluate that and look forward to it. If you see Scott run off the screen, it's probably because he's just going to say a few choice words to the wall. But other than that, he's ready to rock and roll. We are head on a swivel. Scott Green, Chris Hayes coming to you tonight on Thursday. Happy New Year's to everyone out there who's sharing in here with us tonight. We appreciate you being with us, and definitely look forward to having you guys on the show and entertaining any questions. We appreciate you joining us from all over. Neil, I saw you in here as well. Appreciate you being with us tonight. Southwest Georgia.
All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to see who won the toss.
You got it. Got you, Neil. Do it. Call the formations. Brother Lusk is telling. Like I said, I try my best to, not create that situation for a lot of people, because some people find that to be a little bit annoying, but that's just the way I evaluate it. So, it's tough, man. If I was a head coach, I would go crazy with these sideline reporters coming up to me and wanting to know what's going on, like in the moment, because I can't tell you how many times I've had to gather myself to be able just to carry on a coherent sentence with a teammate or with a kid or with an actual colleague that I'm trying to talk to, especially when things are heated and you're trying to gather your composure and everything about it. We look at it, as Scott said earlier, Kewan Lacey we're not sure the extent of what his playing time is going to be tonight. Obviously, they said that he took on a little bit of a lighter role this week. We'll have to see how things go. Looks like we are kicking off there, Scott, based off what I see.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
Unfortunately, I caught the radio late. I heard DJ Shockley talk about it. He normally gives a quick rundown of what the locker room was like. He said the energy's high. Again, a lot of bad memories in this place.
Yeah.
Especially last year. No excuses, but seemed like last season and everything that surrounded it was kind of summarized the season.
Yeah.
Just a lot of uncharacteristic, a lot of
I would like to kill some narratives first off. My main concern tonight, I told you this on our pre-show that we did earlier, the one that we put out earlier this week, is to kick the rust off. I was really worried about the fact that it's been a while since we popped the pads. And, and obviously that's been a narrative all week by teams that had the bye week. And, I know Indiana just killed that narrative by beating Alabama. But, we need to solidify the ending, sort of put the sentence at the period at the end of the sentence tonight. And let's get ready to rock and roll. So kickoff is happening right now. Foot to the ball, and he has kicked it out of the back. So we're getting ready to see what we do defensively right out of the gate. Now I'm going to go ahead and say it. Charlie Weiss Jr. is going to get the ball out quick. Don't be surprised tonight if we're probably going to see some situations where we're not going to have necessarily the success that we have with our defensive pass rush causing havoc, just due to the fact that he wants to get the ball out. You're going to see a lot of rides with the zone and the stretch look and with jet action, and then he's going to throw the ball quick. It's a 1-2 release. So, needless to say, looks like they're going empty right out of the gate. You got to keep an eye out on number 8, Daquan Wright. Keywan Lacey is back in. See, 1-2, bam. That's what you're
Yep.
going to see a lot of, guys, tonight, is that right there, where it's jet action, zone action, and then the ball's out. So don't be surprised. Like I said, we're not going to necessarily cause a lot of havoc. We got to try to get our hands up, maybe deflect some passes. But they're going to
Yeah,
run the
and
ball.
cutting off those throwing lanes, Coach. What do you think about that? Like it seemed like KJ was really quick to jump on that route.
Yeah, he was. And I mean, they're going to sit back to start with. They're not, they'll adjust after this first series. And you'll probably see a little bit more man up right now. They're probably playing match coverage, was what I would have. Suspicion wise, okay, they're in 3-by-1. They're in a bastard set. They're in a quads up top with K1. So this is a running type formation right here. Let's see if they do something with the quarterback off of this. Yep. So you got to, they converted a first down. Obviously, the Keywan Lacey information was not as big of a deal as people made out to be. He started, obviously. So they throw the RPO right out of the gate and then 2 run plays right behind it.
There you go, guys. Good aggression.
Yep. I like what I see here.
I'm trying to
Throwing it
watch
out quick. Nice.
I have my sensor and boss right here. She's going to make sure I don't lose it too bad.
That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. You must be a tad bit ahead of me because you saw that play before I had.
Yeah, YouTube TV, for anyone who's asking, that's kind of like what there we go. Won't ruin it. Just incomplete pass. Great coverage. A lot of guys tracked in, made sure Trinidad couldn't move forward.
And see, that's to me what really bothers me about Trinidad. He is so sketchy when it comes to rollout. Anytime he's moving with the football, he may throw it on a dime through a mailbox, and then the next play he kills the mascot on the sideline. He's really inconsistent with his rollout.
1,000%. You're not wrong, Coach.
Yep. So see what we got here. It's 3rd and 10. There's Daquan right up there by himself. We got to watch him. You got Dalen Everett on him. Moving back down to trips, bringing him across on the mesh. The incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass, 4th and 10. Great response. Again, yes, I appreciate them trying to rush it from just like a love of the game because you got to keep us honest. But again, good rush defense. And like you just mentioned, perfect timing, Coach. He kind of lost it. But I think he got hit as well. I'm not sure who made contact with him.
And Scott, that's where we're going to see any kind of havoc created on 3rd and long plays where they can't run the RPO game. When it's 1st, 2nd, 3rd down and manageable, you're going to see those situations happen. Let's see if Zachariah gets a return. He does. Not a bad return there as well. So I guess you got me by about 5 seconds, don't you, roughly?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's about 5 seconds. YouTube TV is really good. And funny enough, I have WSB radio broadcasts on the kitchen. It's a tradition. So we try to listen for the cheers, and if things go bad, we send people to the kitchen to get some magic juju.
Gotcha. Gunner Stockton coming into now his 14th ball game. This is where it started last year. Completely different scenario, completely different role, and the your role players around you. Looks like Malachi Tolliver is at center. Looks like you've got your same starting group across the board. Dontrell Glover is starting at right guard. A lot of people were skeptical about him being disciplined. He is oppo to Green, so that means Juan Gaston is not starting. So they boot. Nice job. Hey, I tell you what, you get the tight ends involved very quickly. That's something that's very nice.
Yes, sir, it is.
I think
that's got to be critical because of the mismatch.
Exactly. And that's another thing, too. I know that – look at Ethan Barber starting already.
Yeah, it says a lot about him. I mean, he's really, really physical, does a lot of things right. I mean, again, he was such a huge asset against the mid-major programs. I mean, he was bullying people.
Yeah. I do notice we got Noah Thomas up top instead of Colbie Young starting. I'm going to say this, Scott. If we score, even if on a 5-second delay or something's nice, I want to hear it from you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't care you giving that up to me, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you who are with us tonight, Scott Green, Chris Hayes, Head on a Swivel. We're live with you tonight doing a walkthrough as we break down these games. So far, so good. What we're seeing from the defensive side, basically taking, I think, a 5-play series and getting the ball back, and now we are moving.
This play coach is why I love Gunnar Stockton. Like,
Yep.
take him for his flaws, everything that people talk about against zone.
Mm-hmm.
The kid's going to give you everything he's got. And
He
that's
does.
rare. That's really rare in college football, and even more so now in the day of NIL and what are you paying me? What are you doing for me?
Yep.
Just a rare mentality.
You know what I noticed on that right there too, though, Scott. He recognized that very quickly. Hey, they took away something I was wanting to go to on my hot read right out of the gate. So by God, he just pulls and goes because he knows
Yeah.
where the mic is at.
Absolutely.
See, they're running a 2-high safety look right now. Let's see if they match this. Maybe in 2-man. He's reading 2-man right now. Definitely locked up on 3. Linebacker is going to be on delp. Motion across there in zone. So that motion right there lets you know you got zone instead of man.
Yep.
Step up. Going deep. It's out of bounds. I doubt very seriously they'll call pass interference on that.
Yeah, I think they just got tripped up.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a PI. The fan of me was just hoping and begging.
Yep. Appreciate you being with us tonight. And we're going to move back to our normal. I forgot that we actually still had the Miami and the Ohio State stats pulled up there for a second. We were talking about that game. We're actually going to break down some more, but they got into the game pretty quickly. All right. So Colbie Young is in the game. There's the fast.
I think London got out leveraged there.
Yeah, that's tough. You want to get north and south on that play quicker.
Yeah.
And the more lateral it goes, the more you stretch it. That's what you want as a defense.
Yeah.
Zachariah, see that? But that's something that's set up for later right now. You look at it from an offensive standpoint, you set that up for later. And that's what you want. So let's see what we have here. 3-by-1 set. See what we got.
Okay, no PI on that. All right. Another incompletion late, but.
Yep. Cash Jones coming out of the backfield running the rail route. Now, this is where, to me, as a good offensive team will do, or a good team in general right here, no matter the call here on this play, is special teams pins you back because this is about field position. Because right now you're already thinking, okay, we've got to hold you deep inside your own 20. We're going to pin you down, and this is going to set up better field position later.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Amazing job. The focus we have on special teams is unreal.
Well, how that's like hitting a wedge with your foot with Brett Thorson, man. That's just unreal. Being able to hit a wedge shot with your foot and London Humphreys going down and making that catch right there.
Oh, yeah. I like them trying to go deep. I think we should have ran it a little bit more, but.
Yeah. Well, that's the one thing that they're wanting to do. They're going to be looking at wanting to stop the run, obviously. And I know the play action right out of the gate is what opened up to delp. I wouldn't doubt it next series if we are able to keep them inside the negative 20 on their side and we get the ball back with decent field position, that we don't see probably a couple of runs right out of the gate. We are head on a swivel. Scott Green, Chris Hayes doing basically a walkthrough. My partner here in crime has to stand up and kind of keep the jitters from getting to him, but we appreciate you being in here with us. We definitely would love to see anybody who has any questions or concerns or comments would like to come in and comment to it. I know a lot of people don't necessarily, this is not their forte because they want to concentrate on the game, but I know a lot of people who want to, have a little camaraderie as they watch the game with people who have the same feelings about their team and want to see them do well and may have questions in general. Scott is a little bit ahead of me on his stream versus mine. He's seeing it happen about 5 seconds before I do. I'm on Hulu, so that's a little bit of a difference. He's on YouTube TV. So I told him, though, to go ahead and make sure that he screams and hollers and, has a little fun with it if we do have an explosive play, because I'm perfectly fine with that. Appreciate you being in here with us tonight. while we've got a commercial up, I'm going to go ahead and put up our sponsors right now as well. We appreciate you being with us tonight. We'll be right back.
Georgia Sports Autographs is built by collectors for collectors. They know what fans want because they've been in your shoes, hunting for that perfect piece, the right signature, in the right spot. At every signing, Georgia Sports Autographs make sure it's done right, using the proper ink, following best practices, and paying attention to every detail so you end up with a product you'll be proud to display. They've already worked with many of Georgia's top athletes, and their network gives them access to just about anything you can imagine. If you don't see it listed, don't assume it can't be done. Chances are they can get it for you. Georgia Sports Autograph tests themselves with every event, always improving, always delivering for the ultimate addition to your collection. Trust the team that treats every autograph like its own. Georgia Sports Autographs, where every signature tells a story.
We appreciate Georgia Sports Autograph being a sponsor of the show. They've taken care of us, especially over the last year. And Roger Sutton and Sam Mathis do a great job. We appreciate them. Dr. Morpheus, appreciate you being in here with us. We appreciate you watching the show. Neil Jackson, also appreciate you being in here with us. I know you called out a little bit earlier. I know you said you're going to be watching from work. Brother Lusk, I saw that you had mentioned you were in here a while ago. Appreciate you being with us. Scott's obviously alter ego. Scott Green is also in here with us tonight. Did appreciate Earl Smith a while ago with a good evening and go Dawgs. Appreciate you being with us tonight. Yeah, this is going to be something that actually got requested. So we're going to definitely do, like I said, I like to call it the walkthrough, where you're doing basically a live interaction show while you watch it. And I know there's a lot of people out there that do this as well.
What a hit. It's a good run from Ole Miss coming out. I mean, Lacey's Lacey, but I mean, WWE Slam pickup.
Yeah, that's
So
what
it should be
KJ Bowman right
second.
there.
Yeah, it should be about second and 1, second and 2.
You know, when you run duo and zone, if you can bounce it off tackle because you pull that's what you do in duo is you pull your linebackers inside to a cloudy clear fit that they can't see. And that's the reason why breaking it off tackle sometimes makes it look so much more
God
successful.
almighty, son. Why can't we tackle?
All right.
Good little run from Lacey. Bounce it out again. We had a chance to get him in the backfield and just didn't wrap him up.
Yeah. See, this is what you don't want because, I mean, your offense hems them up, and now, you know, they've got the ball out in some breathing room now on their side.
I think Dinkins gave up contain, too. I saw him eat inside. Again, I love being aggressive, but you got to keep your lane discipline.
Yeah, I like him blowing that. You're right. He blew up his guy right there, but he's got to maintain outside leverage. I saw that too. So obviously the rumors of Keywan Lacey having a light day doesn't matter. He's been definitely a heavy contributor for their offense.
100% agree, Coach.
They're bringing 5-man pressure on this. It's not good. Come on, make the tackle. Attaboy, Crow. When I saw C.J. Allen coming up through the middle in A-gap and then they threw it outside of the F-back, I was like, oh, that's not good. That just shows you the team speed that you have.
The only thing I'd pay attention to Lacey is, you know, late in the game where he's at.
Yeah. You want consistency, and that's something about offenses when you have a long layoff is that you want to build a rhythm.
I'm sorry for interrupting, guys. We're whiffing tackles and making things a little too easy for them, especially when we're doing a good job in getting to our assignment. It's a first and 10 from Ole Miss.
Yep.
Just freshmen making freshman mistakes.
Yep. I know you got DeMello Jones. You've got Rashawn Dinkins out there. I wouldn't doubt eventually we're going to see Zayden Walker in some of their packages too. I've been noticing, let's see, they got I forgot about they got JJA in for Gabe Harris. So we got a 6-man pressure off an RPO. So that's what I was talking about with the RPO game right there. He's definitely their best running back, Dr. Morpheus, no doubt. Deuce Alexander, number 11, is, to me, their best receiver. See, here's the +1 quarterback. See, this is where you can't get, disgusted. This is kind of what I expected them to do. A lot of RPO game, getting the ball out quick, a little bit of, +1 with the quarterback, being able to contain Trinidad. Defense looks a little tired. Roll out. So they're in field goal range.
Like they went max protect and just found a good
Wallace is their starting is their starting H. And in their 3-receiver progression, he didn't hardly do anything when they played in Athens. It was Stribling and Deuce, 1 and number 11. And anytime they're going to throw to that back that just came out of the backfield. Work win. Scott Green, Chris Hayes, head on the Swivel. You're joining us through Facebook, X, or YouTube. Be sure to leave any comments in the group chat. We'd love to be able to hear your comments. That's right now, they're trying to play fast. Charlie Weiss Jr. is doing exactly what I thought he'd be doing. Got that again. Push. Nice. Looks like we brought a cat blitz on that.
We did. Backside. Good job by Everett to wrap him up at the hips and hold on because, they've broken 2 or 3 tackles to keep this series going.
Yep. But this is the part about it, too, when you're looking at defense. Defense reacts, and that's the reason why you probably see more of the defensive-type games that we've seen over the last couple of days. Offenses have to build rhythm, and that's the reason why when it's rusty like this, let's see what we get.
Oh, hey, sorry, little fan coming out there. Great play.
No, let the fan come out. I like what I hear, obviously. I like what I hear. Nice.
Just great play by Dalen Everett there. He timed it up. He went for the bat down instead of the interception. I'm all for it. Great leverage. Good job.
Now, they're in no man's land. What are they going to do right here?
They're 4th and 9.
Yeah.
I would think they'd go for the field goal here. It looks like they brought the field goal unit out.
Okay. Good deal. Appreciate you being with us tonight. Like I said, a little something different. And if most of you in here who have never seen basically a walkthrough, what we're doing is, me and Scott are just basically being fans, watching the game just like you are, taking on questions just like you are. And they make
the 55-yard field goal for those listening. Just a great kick. Great job.
Yep. I'm perfectly fine with holding them to 3 points, so.
Yeah, we need an answer on offense.
There's no doubt about it. And Ole Miss Rebel Clan are excited.
Oh, yeah.
It definitely looks like they have that place hunkered down pretty well.
They do. It's got to be about 65-35. Need a Gunner legacy drive, as I call for. He's had plenty this season.
Well, you look at it from a standpoint of, you don't break defensively after seeing them now for the second series. And, offensively, we move the ball down very well. And, now we got to capitalize on it. We got to do some good things here. And
you just stalled out on 2 deep passes. Again, I don't think PI should have been drawn on either one of them, but it's kind of I think Cash was a little off time. It seemed like he stayed 2 underneath instead of continuing to run.
Yeah, you could tell
it was just out of bounds.
Yeah, you could tell it was just an awkward finish and an extension on that run right there because it's almost like he gave up and then Gunner went ahead and threw it and then he had to speed back up. The timing didn't look good. That's the one thing about throwing to Zachariah Branch too deep, and his catch radius is not necessarily that large, especially on plays that you're looking to go 50-50 on because they ran him on the rail route and down the sideline, and it's not necessarily the best throwing catcher that you want to have. We have some players in Noah and Colbie that can obviously do that, but I'm not going to take them away from trying to throw a vertical threat to Zachariah Branch either.
No, and I'm fine with trying it early. Again, I would have loved to see just simple run there, get you in a 3rd and manageable, and see what you can do. Put them in a bind on down and distance.
Well, so far, Ole Miss has done exactly what I thought they would do. They're going to be stuck with the RPO game, getting the ball out quick, 1-2 step throw. I mean, it's 1-2 step reads. I'm going to say this: when you see the 20 personnel looks, when they've got two backs in the backfield splitting the quarterback in what I call green and blue sets, typically one of those guys is one of the receivers, and they typically complement to the one receiver side. And that was actually back when we played them in Athens. One of the vertical explosives that they had was they moved Deuce Alexander to the backfield, ran him on the 4 route, the cell route, and he caught an explosive off of our linebacker who was with him in man-to-man. So that's something we got to be looking for as well. I know a lot of people are wondering about the game itself, as far as everybody kind of looking at it from a Sugar Bowl perspective of what happened last year. To me, the only thing to me that shows any continuity about this game is it's being played in the same venue. Everything else to me is completely different. I mean, as far as the way you look at the team chemistry, where we're at as a football team. Bottom line is I know we've got to go out there and still execute and play, but there are some I think we're going to see a good ball game tonight. The thing is, you got to survive these kind of things. They've kicked that field goal, got 3 points. They're feeling good about themselves. So what we've got to do is shut them up. Scott Green, Chris Hayes, Head on a Swivel. We're with you tonight. Doing a live walkthrough with you as the game is being played. We appreciate you joining in with us tonight, watching along with us. If you have any questions, Scott is about 5 seconds ahead of me. I agree with you, Neil. Definitely the past is the past. There's no doubt about it. And I feel the exact same way. There's so many people who are going to harp, right after Miami beat Ohio State last night, talking about what a great matchup that would be for us to go back up against Carson Beck. And I'm thinking, guys, we have got to beat Ole Miss.
You got to handle business first.
You got to handle business in front of us right now. And honestly, I could care less about Carson Beck right now. I want to beat the absolute piss out of Ole Miss. Figure we're going to see some runs out of this. We're going to go back to Zachariah here. Not too bad. For those of you wondering why you're having to look up my nostril holes, is my TV is right above my computer, so I have to look
same
up.
Way.
Yeah, you can actually see it. You can actually see it playing in my window behind me, which I don't think would be any kind of copyright issue because you can't really see it. I like Scott being a little bit ahead of me because he's kind of my fortune teller here.
Yeah, I got good inside zone there. Looked like Nate's really close. Should be third and very manageable.
Yeah. This is the one thing about Georgia that I really like that Coach Bobo does on this is that if it's within basically a yard and a half, we line down and get under center and quarterback sneak it for the first down. None of this gun crap 5 yards deep, handing it off on the zone.
Yeah, it looks like 3rd and 2, yeah. 3rd and a short 2.
I noticed Ethan Barber in on that play right there as well.
God dang it, fellas. It was batted down, Coach.
Okay. He had what he wanted. They're going to have to punt. So this is the transition time right here that you want to see with Georgia. You've got to stop this momentum now that they've got. So they've got their 3 points. We've gone 3 and out on offense, and now we've got to stop them defensively. We've got to have something change for us defensively. Sure, there's a lot of hard-nosed, hard-pressed Georgia fans right now feeling kind of a little iffy. But it's the reason why you play 4 quarters, guys.
I'm right there with them. We need.
I think
we need to respond there.
Yeah. Well, as a defensive guy and something mindset that I have, this is where defense responds to help you, so that your offense can get a play here. So you need a sudden change. Maybe it's cause a fumble, maybe get a pick, or at least go 3 and out with them, and we get the ball back. So that's a big deal when you get the ball back that way after a momentum changer like that.
Yeah, I think we need to pound the ground a lot more.
I do too.
So I
Like I
think
said,
go ahead, Coach.
no, I was just saying that inside zone you were talking about. I'm watching Ethan Barber back in the game, and watching him hit up in there really nice. I mean, that's something you definitely, what do we talk about? We want Nate Frazier. We want Chauncey Bowens to run the football. We want to establish a ground game that, punishes them in the trenches and makes them commit up. And then all of a sudden that play action and the things that we want to do downfield vertically are going to help. I do notice it seems to me when they're bringing the 5 and 6 man pressures, we are struggling a little bit with that. It seems like they're getting a little bit of stress to us. I haven't seen yet exactly what they brought, if it's been 6 man every time, but I think that one right there, the ball got batted down, was a 5 man pressure.
Yeah, it was a 5-man pressure. It seemed like Chauncey picked it up, but then there was an additional man that came through. Again, I get goodness gracious, look at me breaking my equipment. I get it, throwing the ball there, but I'm a big on the run guy. Like, again, especially 3rd and 2.
Yeah,
there's no reason to pick it up off the ground.
Yep, you're exactly right. But that's the thing that we've talked about for the longest. With what Bobo has done for Carson, is they've built sort of that mesh, that chemistry between what makes Gunner, what makes him effective. And to me, with his legs, I mean, why in the world you wouldn't want to put him out on the edge running, what I call rodeo and lasso type rollout stuff, where you've got a 1-2-3 option in the flood, and if it's not there, then you're running, you're tucking and running it. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm still live here. Yeah, I'm good. Scott Green, Chris Hayes, Head on a Swivel. We're glad you're with us tonight. A lot of you that have joined in with us, and appreciate you being a part of the show. Again, we are doing a walkthrough called basically just watch along with those people who are watching the game with us tonight. Some of you may have questions you want to ask, and I'm definitely keeping up with them here in the comment section. Anything that you got that you want to bring up, that would be great. As time goes on, I would like to actually add the live stream link to the chat, where you guys have the option to join in if you want to, and bring your questions to the show.
Yeah.
The thought process too, when you look at the game itself being the last game of the night, watching all that we've seen today. I mean, we saw
Coach, we almost cut off a lane. Number 18 almost cut off a throwing lane, almost got an interception, barely completed, 2nd down and some change. I want to say 2nd and 7.
See, I'm still in the promos coming back into the game. I'm getting.
I apologize. They're marking it 2nd and 5. I thought it was about 2nd and 4, or it would have been 4-yard gain 6.
So Elo Madozi, number 18, you said?
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, he's the jack down here on the bottom. So
decent run from Ole Miss there to the outside.
Yeah. If they're going to pull the jack like they've done to pull to the flats and bring somebody else on that 3 and 4 man pressure, because they do that a lot. They exploit the jack side. Got to have our head on a swivel, man. Just like our show's name. You got to be ready for that throw. It happened to Chris Jones when they played us in Athens twice.
Great catch. Great catch by Ole Miss. Coach, they're on fire right now. Ain't no doubt about it. They got all the momentum.
Who did they complete it to?
Let me give you a second. Number 2, I believe.
Number 2. That's unique that he is becoming basically the target. I mean, that's a guy that has been lost in translation for most of the times that I've watched film. I have not seen him do a lot. Wow.
Man.
Harrison Wallace.
Decent little run. I want to say 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6.
Yep.
Getting a little worried now.
On the play where they completed it to Wallace, I mean, Raylan Wilson's coming through wide open. I don't know why he didn't.
Oh, good job breaking that up. Ooh, they're testing us deep now. 3rd and 5. 2:21 left in the first. Good job, Robinson. Here's where we gotta make a play here.
Yeah. Well, you talking about Ellis Robinson, man. You're talking about somebody who's come along and grown up this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's the next big thing for us, and I just love to see his growth and how he's growing. It's not just about everything that he does; it's everything with his with how he's performing on the field as well.
All right, it's gonna be a timeout. They ran out of time.
So you got 3rd and 5 from roughly the plus. What are they on the?
About 30-ish, 40, like low 40s.
Yeah, let me
I
see.
can't tell.
I'm behind you enough to where I'll be able to tell you because we're just now getting to that timeout. Yeah, so they're just inside field goal range. You're roughly on about the they're on their plus 39 right now.
Yep. Give me 1 second, Coach. I'm going to turn the radio down so it doesn't spoil it.
It's amazing how much on Hulu, how over time the stream gets further and further behind the live action one. Eventually, over time, by halftime, I'll actually have to cut back and get it back to live.
Yeah. Well, depending on how this goes, I may have to take a break near halftime.
That's perfectly fine, my friend. I told you whatever you wanted to do, you were more than welcome to, enjoy the time with me. But if you need to take a little bit of a time out and take some time off and mute your screen and mute your camera, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, yeah, for sure, Coach. I got you.
Because it is a long night, man. We got 4 quarters to go. And like I said, I plan on staying here with us regardless of the score. Those of you who are here with us tonight, we appreciate you being with us. Scott Green, Chris Hayes, part of Head on a Swivel. Appreciate you being here with us tonight as we do our walkthrough live as the game is going. Of course, we're on a little bit of a different streamline because I'm on commercial break right now, and Scott's probably going back into the game as we speak.
They have the SEC promo, so we're probably likely back to it here in a second.
Yeah, I'm sitting here watching Jason Kelsey do that screaming thing where he's excited about the NFL in the living room right now.
You told me not to worry. Got to give my number 1 Gunner Stockton fan in here some grief, even though it's not Gunner's fault at all.
I hear you. Appreciate you.
Why we expect perfection. I mean, I knew Ole Miss was going to come out, play really, really well early on. So I expected us offensively to score at least on that second series. So again, if I'm Mike Bobo, I'm looking and talking to Nate and Chauncey, like, look, we're just about to give them a healthy dose of you.
Yep. We are, and that's the thing about it right here. When you're looking at it from a defensive standpoint, you hold them to another field goal. It's 6-0, and you are in a situation where you get another offensive opportunity. So obviously something good just happened. It looks like
broken up by old Johnson.
Good deal. Did he get his mitts up on the ball on the throw? Or
I believe so. I was actually looking at the coverage that we had on him because they motioned out to empty set. I was worried about it. So it looked like Johnson just bull rushed this guy, got him almost into the lap of Trinidad, stuck his hand up and get a big bear paw on it.
Yeah. I like what we're bringing.
Go ahead and guess that he makes it. I haven't seen it yet, but I mean, this guy absolutely nailed that 55-yarder, and it was straight as an arrow. So we'll see what happens here. It's a 56-yard attempt.
We will see it.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I hate it. I hate that they're getting points on the board, but that kicker is a sniper. He just hit a 56-yard field goal, and it would have been good probably from 66.
Impressive. But that's the thing about it being 6-0. I'm perfectly fine with that. We've got to put our offense into a rhythm, and this will be our 3rd series. And what do we got time-wise left? 2 minutes, 18 seconds in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you're looking for. You're right. I just watched the field goal itself, man. Good Lord. He freaking sent that through orbit. Appreciate you being with us tonight. Scott Green, Chris Hayes, part of Head on a Swivel. Ole Miss leading Georgia right now 6-0 in the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. We've already had 2 games played today. Oregon taking care of Texas Tech. And then, obviously, we just saw the beatdown that Indiana just put on Alabama. It's kind of hard to believe that we're saying that out of our mouth, from the Rose Bowl. Indiana, the number 1 team in the nation, taking Alabama and basically making them their son, 38-3. I mean, they could have probably scored another time after that. That's the thing about it. It gets to the point where 3-6. The thing that you got to do here is that if you go down and score and make it 7-6, it neutralizes every bit of the momentum that you have. But I'm with you on this, Scott. We need to establish the run. We need to get back to, let's run the football right here. Let's run it down their throat, see what we can do, and build some momentum with the run game. Like I said, 6-0 is nothing. A lot of people right now think there's probably a lot of fans out there that probably – I was about to say, did he kick that up in the first level? That are, maybe a little worried, maybe a little shaky right now, but
I don't go, Nate. Exactly what we asked for, a healthy dose of outside run. Looked like we pulled. I don't know what to call that action. It's been so long. Gunner basically acted like he was going to hand it to his right and then turn around, turn back left and got that mesh point there on the opposite side.
Yeah, let me see what I got. I'm behind you here. I'm about to watch it. You're probably about to see the second play.
Yep. They got ahead and got the call in.
Yeah, that's duo.
Yeah.
That's the play they scored the touchdown on against Alabama, where London pulled off of that.
Another good run there. I mean, right now, I know Nate's probably got 3 carries, but looks like he's averaging 6-7 yards a carry easily.
Yep. Getting the same thing from you as well. Appreciate those of you being with me tonight. Dr. Morpheus, welcome in, and real name is Owen. Pleasure to meet you, my friend. We appreciate your patronage on our show and all your good insight that you give us. There's a lot of good stuff that you bring to the table in the comment section, and we appreciate you being a part of the show. Tonight, like I said, no segments, no.
Did he catch that? Coach, I'm not going to lie. Somehow Colbie Young, I was worried. He was dual covered. Gunner on the move, thought he was going to throw it to Dell, double clutches it and throws it to Colbie Young, and this catch is just incredible.
We'll have to see it here. I'm about to see it myself. Are they having a replay? Is it a done deal?
It's a done deal. Healthy dose of running, guys. Come on.
Wow. What a way to bring it back, man.
Healthy dose of running. Amazing play by Colbie Young. I'm so happy to see him back. I played a little bit of college ball. My injury put me out, both, here and physically and all that stuff. But watching a player come back, especially, credit to the medical staff, credit to his mentality to come back. I mean, make a critical play on a critical down in a game where you've kind of been stalled out one time on your own because of the plays you ran, and then the second one, a batted ball gets you on a 3rd and 2.
See, I like seeing Chauncey Bowens out there as well. I'm sure you just saw that play. Now we're getting Nate Frazier and Chauncey combining here, putting a little wiggle to them. But I agree with you, Owen. Colbie, and with what Scott just said, it's great to see the at the end of the first quarter here, us moving the football all by the fact of what we talked about. We want to run the football. You run the football, that sets up everything that you want to be able to do with what Gunner Stockton does. But what a great just comeback for Colbie Young and Ethan Barbour, if you really want to. Ethan Barbour.
Absolutely, Coach. 100%.
Yeah.
He deserves tons of credit.
It tells you what they see in him because he comes back, and, he's the first when they're in 12 personnel. He's out there with Delp before Lawson Lucky is. So, and that's with Elias Williams and all that he's done for us. So, any questions, those of you who are watching as far as the show is concerned, we appreciate you being with us. Scott Green, Chris Hayes, Head on a Swivel, watching the game along with you. Watch along. I'm gonna call it the walkthrough. I've got some people in here that are definitely very much big supporters of the show, and appreciate you being here with us. When I hear Dr. Morpheus Owen talking about Miami's D is ferocious, typically when you have, let's see who we got here. That's Chelsea. Hey, Chelsea. Welcome in. Appreciate you being here with us. Definitely appreciate you being in here with us this evening. Typically, when you look at offenses, when you haven't played in a while and you're getting back into your sets, that goes with the things where we've had these breaks with these teams that have had buys. Offense is built off rhythm, and that's the reason why, to me, sometimes breaks can break when you have a long window of time between games. You will have these periods of, like we talk about, and you've heard probably mentioned today more than I'm scared to say, rust or rest. And with, if you don't have that rhythm built, it builds up some rust, and all of a sudden you have to work those kinks out. I always found it very common when I was running defense in the spring. Defense was always playing so well. Offense had to catch up with the defense, because defense, all you got to do is react to the football. All you got to do is see what you got lined up and go get the football. Offense has got to build rhythm. And that's the reason why I think you've seen a lot of these teams struggling, why Miami's defense looks so good, because they had saying in a blender. I mean, you've got Jeremiah Smith and all those kids, the Tate kid, and you can't get the ball to them. I mean, there's a rhythm that is lost in that transition that a lot of people don't think about. And that's the reason why you typically see the defense showing out. And then all of a sudden, once the offense starts building a rhythm, that builds the balance that you see. And that's the reason why you've seen a lot of these teams looking very good right now defensively versus your offensive teams out there.
Absolutely. And again, lines of scrimmage battle. Can't emphasize that enough, especially for the Miami game.
I agree with you. But that's the reason why, like you said, you play for 4 quarters. If you establish a line of scrimmage, you are going to beat down that other side in the trenches. And then what that does is that helps open up every facet that you want to have going forward. So
that healthy dose that we asked for, Coach, on the ground game, that's what we're getting. Again, it looks like duo again.
Okay.
But I'm all for it, because here's the other thing, guys. Just look at it like a boxing match. I view Georgia a lot like Mike Tyson. Work the inside and just obliterate you and make it to where you don't want to be there anymore.
Yep. You basically abuse them to the point where they just give up. And, to the point where you kind of saw it even with Alabama today against Indiana, you could tell where you just basically had gassed them. I like what I see right there, no doubt. What we've talked about. Seeing them finally put the little belt to ass this series. This is just Georgia's 3rd series on offense.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Coach. You're going to love what you see. I mean, raw physicality, just great job. Looked like they may have brought run blitz, or they were just really slow in the fit for one of them. But,
yep.
I mean, just great job. Monroe Freeling earning every bit of his reputation right there.
Let's see what we get right here. Here we go. Yep. I like what I see on those. Good job. When you talked about it, Scott, in the last series, we wanted to be able to see they can't stop that. There's no ability.
Gunner Stockton, Coach. We score on this play. Gunner Stockton just having total football awareness is a raw football player. I believe he had a read, ends up keeping it and pulling it, ran right down the middle. No one there from Ole Miss. Everyone had vacated. They were really aggressive to what they thought the play was going to be. 7 plays, 75 yards. You score in 3 minutes. All right, I'm feeling a bit better.
See those, and you think about it. So it's a zone keep.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm getting to see that play finally. They had basically taken away what they're doing off of that is the bluff off of the where you're throwing it to the H-back coming across off the split zone action, and they had somebody there for it, so he just pulls the ball down and runs with it. But, that's what I'm saying, though. You get the 2 field goals, Ole Miss is feeling pretty good about themselves, and now all of a sudden we take the ball down the field, shove it down their throat, and we're back up 7-6. Now this is where the defense has got to come back and now show them who's boss and let them know. And then that's where tide change, that mo that you want to see change back. But that's definitely a huge series right there, Scott.
Yeah, in addition to, Coach, the one thing I like is it stinks for us fans, but the TV timeouts, giving all that time, My worry is that the defense has already been out there for 2 series. And to credit, 3 series at first 3 and out. They drove the, a decent bit of the field, end up sniping 2 field goals from 56 yards out.
Hey,
But I like that they're getting time. They're able to sit on the bench. Glenn and company are able to say, look, this, that, and the other, this is what adjustments we need.
I think that might have been a design play. After watching that on the review right there, Monroe Freeland was folding up inside on that. I think that might have been a design run.
It looked like it after I watched replay as well, Coach. Either way, I mean, Gunnar Stockton just being Gunnar Stockton. Yeah. How can anyone who's ever criticized him, I mean, how could you not love the guy? Gives you 9 rushing touchdowns, gets the youngest team Kirby's ever had into a quarterfinal spot.
And he's got 30
just by like you said, Coach, shoving it down their throat. And this is the thing, guys. This is just like Indiana versus Alabama. If you don't have a run game, it's going to catch up to you. Now, Ole Miss has a run game. They're not even in the same boat as the teams I'm about to talk about. But Ohio State didn't commit to the run. Bama couldn't run it and can commit to the run because they don't have it. So they're kind of in that bind. Now you have Nate Frazier averaging, I would guess, probably 7 to 8 to 9 yards a carry. Yep. And there's nothing they can do about it. You can try to adjust, but this is just raw hat-to-hat execution of my guy's going to beat your guy, and we're going to do it all night long. And see, that's the reason I use Mike Tyson as my reference point. He was so good about just brutalizing his opponents. It was, well, I'm going to technically do this, and I'm going to plan on this. And he just would answer it with one of my favorite quotes in all of combat sports is just, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yep.
And that's Georgia's motto. I mean, been that way since Kirby Smart's been here.
Well said, my friend. That's the thing about it when you have to be even keel too as well, because a lot of people get on edge, Ole Miss looking good, driving. Defense finally, bends, doesn't break, allows the 2 field goals, but then takes the ball down the field, shows their will, imposes their will and how they want to do and how they want to establish the game. Because, I saw right there, the line of scrimmage changed every play. You were ahead of me on that, but every play I was watching as you were talking about it, I mean, it was not just how Nate's running the football. I mean, he's not getting touched till he's getting to the second level. And even on the Chauncey Bowens run, I mean, same thing. I mean, he busted through, didn't get touched to the second level as well. Oh, and no problem, my friend. I know when voice recognition don't recognize certain things, it's crazy. No problem. I was trying to figure out what Jennifer meant though, because my wife's name is Jennifer, so I was thinking you might have heard my wife yelling because she's watching it with a friend in the living room while I'm in here in the office right now. Scott Green, Chris Hayes, we're coming with you live right now. We are getting into the I believe let's see, as Georgia kicks off 7-6 UGA over Ole Miss right now.
And the additional thing, too, I want to look at those throw lanes that Elo cut off. I mean, that could have been an interception right then and there. So, again, just a few plays away. But I'm interested if we can continue throwing them off, getting those throw lanes.
Yeah, Michael Kilpatrick, I agree with you, buddy. Georgia is definitely hard to kill. Oh, they're going to show it right here. I'm going to get a chance to see if – nah, he just comes off the block. It just so happens he's there. He just recognizes they've got him. So he just pulls the ball down. That's beautiful. See, Monroe just happened to be coming off his block, just happened to be in a perfect spot right there to help fold up underneath. So it was not a designed fold, but still, nonetheless.
There you go.
Excited.
We stiffen up on Lacey, about a 1-yard gain. Please tell me Raylan Wilson is okay. Raylan Wilson looks to be on the bicycle right now. Should be about 3rd and 1. Yep. 3rd and 1 on the 34.
Gotcha.
Golly, guys, we got to get him when we get a chance. Lacey's just being Lacey, did an excellent job, barely got the first down. I mean, we're causing chaos, but we got to stop. When you get the chance with a guy like that, you got to stop his momentum.
Yeah. No doubt about that.
Personnel. Kirby's probably trying to square up the personnel.
So you got Chris Cole. Wow. Rashawn Dinkins did a great job on that play, too. You were talking about.
God almighty. Dalen Everett gets thrown on. Huge, huge play. Great throw by Trinidad Chambliss. All the way down to the 25 going in.
Okay.
Son of a gun.
That's Deuce Alexander Stribling. Yep, that's Stribling. I tell you, man, Trinidad making those kind of throws right there blow me away because, like I said, man, he's either dead on or he's going to kill the mascot on the sideline. That wasn't even a good snap either. Terrible snap. And he throws that ball in a mailbox. It's all right. It's all right.
You're going to get a face mask, I bet. Man, they got all the momentum right now on that versus our defense. Our offense did a phenomenal job.
We're running a cover 5 look on this.
It's probably going to be a face mask here. Penalty was on the same side of the field as the play.
Yeah. Without a doubt, a face mask. I think I've caught back up with you now. I had to go back to my live. So I'm almost there with you. I think I'm back to that 3 or 4 seconds behind you now.
Golly. Again, freshmen being freshmen, I get it.
That Y-hat seems to be kind of excited to make that call.
Yeah. First and goal for Ole Miss.
You got to let go, Rashawn. Appreciate you being in with us tonight. Head on a Swivel. Scott Green, Chris Hayes watching the game in Louisiana. Sugar Bowl. Watching right now Ole Miss driving. Georgia up 7-6. 11:33 in the second quarter.
Man, that looked like that hurt that Ole Miss receiver the way he fell. Trinidad on a design run to the outside, second and goal, gained about 3 or 4 yards.
Yep. You know, you sit there and think about it. We get the pass breakup, Stribling on that one play that it just completely changed that offensive series.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing about Ole Miss. They're extremely dangerous.
Without a doubt.
Oh, he dropped it. Squared that communication up, guys. Goodness gracious, Joe. Corey and Everett looked like they were a little out of communication. That probably would have been a touchdown if he didn't drop it. But Trinidad, like you said, some of the easy throws he whiffs and some of those elite throws, you're just mind blown.
Yeah, like that.
Everett, but
like he just hurt Wallace's hand on that throw. I mean, he's throwing it 90 miles an hour on that solid screen right there.
He is.
Now, guys, what I try to do when I'm watching the game, I can break it down and see.
Golly. Great catch, great throw. Ole Miss scores.
Okay.
Luke Haas.
Yeah, that's the backup tight end.
Son of a gun.
Number 9.
Son of a bitch.
I hear my wife hollering at him in there in the living room right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of a unique grouping right there. I'm looking to see. He's not even on the depth chart.
Going for 2. They're going for 2, Coach.
Okay.
Doesn't get it.
Doesn't get it.
Nope, didn't get it. Man, they're gashing us. We need to start getting a little – I mean, again, my thing is I completely agree with RPO in the quick game. I knew that they would be successful at that. They're just too good of a team not to be. But on those deep plays, we got to get Trinidad off his spot. The moment he moves his feet to throw, it's normally – not as good, or you at least increase that chance if that throw's not going to be as precise.
Well, that was something that I was telling you about too when we did our show the other day, is that he was going to get the ball out quick, and what we were going to be more in the, not causing. If you notice, we haven't really caused any havoc in the backfield. It's all about the one-on-one matchups and the windows. And I said that whatever we win in those one-on-one matchups are going to be huge for us. And right now we're losing those one-on-one matchups. That's what's hurting us right now. And we got to keep Trinidad, like you said, in his spot. You can't let him run around and just enjoy his time out there to be able to throw to whoever he wants to. So we've got Ole Miss 12, UGA 7. Still got plenty of time in the second quarter, 10:33 left. We're going to have us a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. It's what you want in a playoff game. The way I look at it, you want to play the best teams. Because to me, honestly, you're going to play the best teams in the playoffs. You should be playing the best teams in the playoff. And honestly, if there's someone who's battle-driven more than Georgia, it is Georgia. I mean, these guys have been in four-quarter wars all year long. So, I'm not really worried in general about what the score is right now. What I want to see is better execution from the defensive side of the ball. We've got to lock down a little bit better. Obviously, they've taken advantage of Dalen Everett. Throw the flag on 24 there, dude. Don't just talk to him on the sideline. Throw a flag. That's taunting. Zachariah.
Yeah, that's pretty egregious. I mean, bumping Zachariah Branch like that.
Yeah, but, that's what I don't understand. They'll go over there and talk to him, but won't throw a flag on that. And that's not a big deal. But, the thing that I look at it, regardless of it being in Louisiana, I know Ole Miss travels well. They're obviously closer in locale to the Superdome. But like I said, I really feel like, like right now it's 12-7. You would think they're winning 28-7.
That's how I feel. I wanted to put them away.
There's a
early.
face mask.
Yeah, they didn't call it.
Nope. But, that's the thing about it. I don't really care, if they don't call that. A lot of people will be really upset about that not being called. But, you just keep playing, man. Just keep playing. Next play. Call it and go.
Gunner, you got to pull that. TFL. Good job, Ole Miss. Third down and some change now. I don't know why he didn't pull it. When you see it, Coach, you can let me know exactly why he didn't pull.
Yeah. He should have pulled. But, they've been running the ball so well. I mean, that's just a zone read that he just let go. I mean, he pulls that right there. He's got a big play. Yep, I agree with you. Keep chopping, my friend.
On our legacy here.
Sound like we're hearing that the announcers are kind of Ole Miss.
There you go, Cash Jones.
Here we go.
Cash Jones in, maybe a stretch to the left. Again, my motions are making it where my technical skills are going out. But good first down. Great run by Cash Jones. Stretch it outside quick.
God, he looked like he was face masked right there.
He
runs over John Lilly as he goes out of bounds there. You got to watch out there. I met John Lilly at Florida State when I was down there for a Florida State camp, my second year coaching right before Mark Richt came to Georgia. And you talking about a great guy. John Lilly was the tight ends coach there because I was a tight end coach my first year and on offense.
They're defending it well. I don't know if they're beating guys up front, but Ole Miss is doing a good job isolating against the run now.
Well, again, you're running a different type play right there. That was a pin and pull play. Or it looked like it. I didn't get a chance to see right as the ball was being snapped. It was tossing it, so that's what I thought. Scott Green, Chris Hayes, Head on a Swivel. Appreciate you being with us, whether you're on YouTube, X, or Facebook. We appreciate you being in here with us tonight. Love to take your questions. If you got any questions, I know most of you are watching along with us. We appreciate you being in here with us.
Good sack by Ole Miss. Third down and long. Probably a coverage sack there.
Gunner's got to throw that ball out of bounds. You don't take a sack right there.
That's rush 3, drop 8, probably.
He did. I only saw 3-man rush. They ended up coming up on him right there. Did you throw that ball out of bounds, man? On a rope.
Wow, Zachariah Branch. Well, we get a first down because Zachariah Branch is Zachariah Branch. Ole Miss actually defended it well, had isolated matchup against Branch, and just shook him out of his shoes.
Nice. Doing it out of trips bunch. Fast screen.
We got to figure out how to scheme this, though.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't. I mean, I know you're trying to isolate your athlete in space, but that's asking a heck of a lot of number one.
Well, you're eventually going to put it in a situation where you're trying to run the fox off of that as well.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're going to throw the fox out of that. I don't understand why Lawson Lucky did not block the apex defender right there. He bypassed him and went to the second level.
Yeah, I don't get it either. It seems like we're miscommunicating because now for the first time in the game, they're able to actually isolate on the line.
Yep. It's Colbie White-Helton in the game. You know, one of the defensive linemen that they have, Eccles, was someone that I really liked on their defensive line. I think he's like 52. They do a good job. Their inside technique guys are pretty stout. Yes, sir, Owen. Zachariah Branch made him look silly there.
Great job, Nate Frazier. Way to get outside on them when they're being aggressive. Looked like just a simple pass. Good. Again, the guys that were blocking that were actually had on Georgia's winning those battles. It just seems like there's miscommunication on who gets what and why they're not doing it.
That's just a wide pin and pull is what that is, Scott. All you're doing that from is a 3-by-1 set instead of locking it down out of 12 personnel. Listening to my wife and her friend in the living room holler. They're about 5 seconds behind me, so they're just now seeing the Nate Frazier. You see Lawson Lucky block down, and then they had the double block out right there. So it's pin and pull.
Run the damn ball, guys. Golly. That's McCray. How are they getting – Coach, I need you to break that down for me. I mean, all of a sudden, they're able to get some TFLs and get some, chaos happening in the backfield, and it puts us in the second and long, third and long.
Yeah, he just got beat.
Who
from the inside? Yeah, the left guard got beat. That's duo with the pull right there. That's Eccles. That's the guy I was just telling you about, 52. He's impressed me more than anything. When you're duoing, you're not pulling anybody, but you've definitely got to take care of the point of attack. And a lot of these teams are doing some oppo work. When you're in pistol right there, it's kind of hard to work oppo. I'm going to have to see what he did, but he definitely came from the backside A gap, B gap, where I saw him from. No problem, Mr. Neal.
On a long throw, I want to see where this was at. It looked broken up from my angle. They're saying it's late.
It's Talon Taylor.
3rd and 12. Time to make a play, guys. Goodness gracious.
I've seen Georgia get called for a lot less than that and get flagged for DPI for what they just did to Taylor up there. Must be a score.
Cash Jones. My goodness. I'm sorry, guys. I'm jumping up and down, making this thing chaos. Cash Jones just shut up a lot of people. That's good entertainment, though, me jumping up and down, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
They're saying he was down, 1st and goal. Let's see where they're saying he was down at.
He should be down on about the 1 foot line. Atta baby.
There we go. We push him in. We absolutely maul him here.
Yep. Good job.
Score.
This is crazy. Everybody's in front of me except for me. I don't understand. My wife is in the other room. This is what I love about it, man, is that you just line down and run over them and get underneath center and do that.
Adds a lot of credibility to Cash Jones being used in certain parts of the game. Everyone always questioned why he was in. I mean, I did earlier on too. The only reason I questioned the 4th and 1 against Bama all those months ago was just his style. He's not a traditional running back compared to what you got in Chauncey and Nate. But, I mean, he clearly has earned his keep. I mean, he's earned his keep today.
Yep. Without a doubt. And that's the thing about Cash Jones, and the reason why when I hear people that down him because of 1 or 2 plays here or there where it feels like it's cost you. I mean, right there, we don't get the conversion. He has a conversion run, and he also has a catch that takes you down inside the 1 foot line for the score. And the fact that we get under center, Scott, and run the quarterback sneak, I can't tell you how satisfying that is to run the tush push right there.
Well, especially after Gunner got lit up. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm not big for calling targeting, but that was
you talking about on the sidearm to Cash when he threw the sidearm to Cash? Yeah, he got drilled. How in the world that's not targeting, I do not know.
Yeah, that's one thing I'd be talking to the rest about. But here's the thing.
That SOB, man, God almighty, he's a tough kid.
I'd say it's about time that the defense made a big play. What do you think, Coach?
Well, when your offense does what you do, this is what I'm doing as a DC right now. I've got my entire 11 out there, my entire 15, my rotators and my starters, and I'm crawling ass right now to get after their tails to say, we don't let them move the football on us this series. And you got spit and blood and snarl, and I got, nothing but just sweat and everything else that's being spit in their face right now to let them know how much intently I do not want to see them move the football this series. Your offense is doing a great job of keeping you in the ball game. They've already talked about, from the previous game, how the defense was really not satisfied with their obvious output, them, scoring as many points as they did. And of course, we didn't come close to stopping them. So, I knew that was going to be a big deal to talk about. Funny enough, we have not had a punt tonight yet, have we? Yes, we have. We've had a punt.
We did. We've had a punt twice.
All right. But still, nonetheless, that just goes to show you, you feel like Ole Miss has got all this momentum and how they've built it. And yet still here we are up 14-12, And that's the thing. That's the momentum changes that you have to see. And then what you're mentioning right now is the big key. Your defense has to really show up right here to shut that down. And then your offense takes it back down the field and scores again. That's a momentum shift that you would like to see right now. You do not want to see the defense allow another long drive, another sustaining drive, something that's going to drive you nuts in that regard. I want to bring this up from Michael that he put on here. Officiating was also bad in the Miami-Ohio State game. You know that they didn't have an accepted penalty, what was it, till like 7.5 minutes in the fourth quarter? I don't even think there was a flag thrown in the game until the fourth quarter. It's insane.
Pete Golden is losing his mind.
Tell me why. You got it back.
Probably because how physically we beat them up. I mean, they're doing a good job. I mean, get TFLs generating long downs and distances, but I mean, he's upset probably as a defensive guy that, hey, look, I'm putting you in the right position. You got to start making plays. But some of that's just Georgia having better dudes.
Yep. Sometimes you can sit there and spit and cuss and sweat and snarl and all that other stuff, and it just falls on a deaf ear because you just know your Joes are not as good as their Joes. But you still have to. That's the beauty of being a coach, man, because that's what he's doing right now. What Pete Golden's doing right now on the sideline, going insane with his guys, is what I'm doing on the other side defensively as Glenn Schumann.
Oh yeah, it's about darn time. Like we need to do something on defense and isolate this and
I'm
okay, fair catch.
I'm really interested as the game progresses how our run game continues to go. Like, because in that series right there, we had to basically come off the run game and run some more of our quick action, our check downs, our fast screens, things of that nature. So I don't want that to be something that makes us kind of deter from running the football, and that's something that my Bobo does not flinch on. I mean, he'll go right back to it next series. I do know we've run the fast screen enough that we're due for a Fox screen here eventually. Yeah, I agree, Owen. It's definitely time to clamp down on them. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Come on, guys. We're making contact with them right at the line. Lacey's just Lacey. He gets 5 yards on an outside.
I do notice that JJA is getting the majority of the snaps at that other. He's getting moved too. He got moved on that play. I don't know if you saw that or not. I know I'm behind you on the play, but they ran right at JJA right there.
Golly, guys. Another good run. It's going to be first down, probably a 6-yard gain.
Okay.
I mean, what do you do there, Coach? Like, you understand your guys getting attacked. How do you help them out?
You've got to rotate them out to see what you want to do with this. But, I'm looking at what they had there on that play. I mean, who is 85?
I don't know.
I'm going to have to look him up. I know JJ Hane is.
Ooh,
Let's see.
looked interesting there. Looked like something could have happened. They get a completion. It's going to be a second and manageable.
85 is Chase Linton. Good gracious. I hadn't heard that name since we've been talking about beginning of the year. Something about to happen. I don't know.
Balls came out. Georgia return. Oh, go Everett, go!
Uh-oh. We got something. Got a pick?
Me too, because my daughter's trying to sleep, and I'm in here. Yeah, we just got to force a fumble and pick it up, turn it for a touchdown.
Atta baby.
That's all we needed.
Dalen Everett.
That's the thing about football, guys, is Dalen Everett gets beat against a really, really good receiver, really great throw.
Yep.
Sit there and you demonize. And the guy's done nothing but make plays like this throughout the entire season. I mean, that's just raw physicality of popping that ball out against probably, again, I love Nate Frazier, I love Chauncey Bowens, but Lacey, to me, as a single back, is probably the best back left in the playoffs.
Yeah. My wife, who is synonymous for not knowing anything about ball, she used to always give me a hard time about all they do is run it up the middle. So I had to throw that comment out there. She's just now seeing the Dalen Everett recovery, scoop and score right there for the 6 points. Love you, babe. Appreciate you loving ball.
All right, we're going to take the flag there because we didn't get our personnel lined up. Come on, guys. That's silly stuff. That's silly stuff to not have your personnel ready for a PAT.
They kind of got excited. I want to know who caused the fumble, though. I saw that Dalen scooped it and scored, but they haven't shown the replay of it yet on my side. Okay, my wife is in there actually trolling me right now on my own show from the living room.
There you go, Kirby. Get on to him. Goodness gracious. Silly stuff, guys.
You know, you don't think about it, even though I know we got Woodring as a great kicker, but I would be crawling ass right now too.
Oh, yeah. And again, that's the thing that early on this season we made those mistakes over and over again, which is stuff that you can avoid.
Yeah.
It looked like, okay, so number 90, I think C.J. Allen may be the one that caused it to punch out. It looks like a single-digit number. So basically number 90 wraps up, gets Lacey down almost at the line of scrimmage, and somebody punched the ball out as they wrapped up around him. It may have been, it was Cole.
Chris Cole. Mm-hmm. Chris Cole. Dude, that popped up right in his face. That's beautiful.
Now, here's where we could really start pushing the pedal here is you get a 3 and out or make another big play or cause something to happen and just get any sort of points before you go into half.
You're exactly right, my friend. So far, we got UGA 21, Ole Miss 12, second quarter. My wife is absolutely trolling me in my living room right now. She knows everything about ball.
Well, she was taught well.
Everything she knows about ball, she learned from me.
That's right. That's all right.
She still doesn't understand
things, but when it comes to football, I'm sure
I tell you what, she's been a great supporter of me over the years that I coached. I mean, she would bring the little ones and they'd come to the ball games and have fun and cheer along with they didn't have a clue half the time what was going on there, but she would be there and support me. So I was always appreciative of her doing those things. But that was one of always her pet peeves. She couldn't understand, why do y'all continue to run it up the middle? And she doesn't understand the concept of inside zone duo. And, those plays do work. I don't know if she's realized tonight in the midway through the first and second quarters when we're gashing them, we're running the ball up the middle because we're blocking it correctly. So listening to her, give me a hard time about that.
Well, we didn't block it correctly on that series a few times.
Yeah, the last series yeah, I agree with you. That last series on downs, it was not a nice series of runs. But, that's something about Coach Bobo that we will not see, like Alabama, who evaded the run basically after about the second series. We will continue to run the football. If there's one thing he's stubborn, is he'll stay with what he wants to do. That's huge right there for the defense to pick up. We talk about a big play defensively, and not only do we get the big play, now the defense puts points on the board for us. So that's that's always a momentum builder as well.
Pin some years back. And here's the other thing, guys, too. Like, again, that throwing lane being cut off by Elo, I would keep an eye on that. Quick games like that, really, Trinidad is making his decision pre-snap.
Yeah.
And so when you cut that off, like Julian saying, didn't recognize against Miami, obviously you don't anticipate your guy getting beat head up and when he's supposed to block. But plays like that can happen, especially when you're going that quick.
Well, something I want to let you know too, Scott, breaking film down from the middle of the year when they played us up there, that is actually a weak spot, is the apex point to the side of the jack, because basically the whole defender on that side is a safety sitting at 10 yards, unless you've got a linebacker removed from the box. So what they're doing now is they're bringing pressure from the inside, and they're basically running a zone blitz where they're taking the jack and actually pulling him out. But when he pulls out on that, to get in that flat throwing lane, he's got to get his head on a swivel, as we talk about, because Chris Jones had that happen to him twice, and you saw with Elo Mendoza right there. He, all he's got to do is get a hand up, and he knocks that ball down.
He's just got to catch it. Looked like it hit him in the chest or in the forearm. Right. John. See, the other thing too, 33 doing a good job of stagnating the tackle he's head up on, making it where Lacey cuts inside. That's where all your help is. That's the thing. We have to keep containing. I know these young guys are the ones that seems like Dinkins gave up a big run by giving up contain. I'm all for aggression, but be smart. Maintain your rush lane. Maintain your responsibility.
Well, there's one thing about blowing up your lane, but you've also got to maintain. Good Lord, that dude is hugging Quintavious right now on that play.
Yeah. Yeah, if I was Kirby, I'd be fighting tooth and nail to make sure it's
that stuff happens though, and I understand that. But when it's blatant like that, when you're bear hugging him like that, my God, dude.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'd be making. And again, Kirby works the rest, better than anyone right now. But that's what I'd be pointing to. I'd be like, hey, look, how much can he grab my guy?
Yeah. I'm going to watch JJA on this, see what we get. Last time they ran right at him. They moved him too. The left tackle took him for a ride, made him disappear.
Yeah, he needs to bow up and start hunkering down, as they say.
Looks like Cole Spear kind of got shaken up on the play. Golly bum, what a great job he did blocking that punt against Alabama, man. Don't like to see old Cole. Cole is a Calhoun High School native where I'm from. I actually coached Cole when he was in middle school.
Make another play.
I'm hearing some clapping.
Nice.
Like what I see.
Great job. Throws into quadruple coverage, believe it or not. Cole actually read it. I think he was tracing eyes and kept flowing to it. Again, great throw.
You got
just great coverage, and KJ beat him up on it.
You got Rashawn Dinkins still in at nickel. Chris Cole and Justin Williams on the rotation right now. What you got right there is an over-under. So you had basically they're running that cover 5 look where they keep the middle safety to help.
Great play. Everett makes a good tackle there. Again, just part of that quick game. I think we only rushed 3 there.
Yep, I agree.
Should be 3rd and 3.
Got 2:28 left in the second quarter.
I think they're going to let it go to 2 minutes.
Yep, 21-12. It's going to be 3rd and about 3, 3rd and 4.
Yep, 3rd and 3.
Yeah, going to the 2-minute warning or 2-minute timeout. Good Lord, don't call it the warning. My Lord,
I'm surprised we hadn't seen Zayden Walker and some of those that rabbit package in.
Yeah, I know it's been kind of odd. I don't know if they've even put us in a situation where it's been 3rd and where we're being able to pin our ears back. A lot of their 3rd down plays have been manageable tonight. They're only going to. I think that happened in the first series or the second series one where we got to him, where we actually made them punt. We haven't put them in the rabbit package tonight a lot because everything they've had 3rd down wise has been manageable.
I got you. Well, the additional thing, too, I like seeing some red jerseys, popping Trinidad. Because, look, guys, as a quarterback, I don't care what anyone says. If you know the presence of the defense is eventually getting to you, especially on those long developing plays, and misses with you. Ty Simpson was seeing ghosts. And, again, I get it. We beat the tar out of him. we definitely didn't help his back out. They did obviously pull him out saying due to injury. But, I mean, he was panicking on a lot of stuff that otherwise in that 4 to 5 week stretch where he was being protected well, I mean, those are plays he executed. So I hope we keep getting to Trinidad and knocking him to the ground, or at least letting him know our presence and making it where his mind has got to think about that, or at least the clock speeds up even more.
Without a doubt.
All right, give me 1 second, Coach.
Sure, no problem, buddy. We're going to go to word from our sponsors real quick.
Georgia Sports Autographs is built by collectors for collectors. They know what fans want because they've been in your shoes, hunting for that perfect piece, the right signature in the right spot. At every signing, Georgia Sports Autographs make sure it's done right, using the proper ink, following best practices, and paying attention to every detail so you end up with a product you'll be proud to display. They've already worked with many of Georgia's top athletes, and their network gives them access to just about anything you can imagine. If you don't see it listed, don't assume it can't be done. Chances are they can get it for you. Georgia Sports Autograph tests themselves with every event, always improving, always delivering for the ultimate addition to your collection. Trust the team that treats every autograph like its own. Georgia Sports Autographs, where every signature tells a story.
We appreciate our sponsorship with Georgia Sports Autographs. We thank you for joining us tonight. Scott Green, Chris Hayes, head on a swivel watching the game live. We appreciate you joining us from all the different social media outlets out there, whether you're on Facebook, X, or YouTube. And definitely welcome your comments. We welcome your time in here. We love seeing you interact and enjoy the camaraderie of what we're witnessing right now. Georgia's up 21-12 at the 2-minute timeout of the second quarter. Ole Miss has got the ball with the third and manageable. I think we said it was 3rd and 4. Is that correct?
Make a play.
Looks like we did some good things right there.
You dropped it. Come on, CJ. You got to cut that lane off.
Now, I did just get this question. Do we know if Raylan is out right now? Because
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. He was on the bike. I haven't been able to hear into the commentary. Guys, we got to cut that lane off. If you have that opportunity, you need to safe. There you go. Smart, fair catch.
You know, that's twice that let me move my camera back because I blurred out. When I get moving around too much, it doesn't like me when I do that. Let's see if I can get it. Let me see if I can get my... I may have to switch my camera real quick.
Run the damn ball.
Without a doubt. Seeing me from a little different angle there.
It's all right. Tick, tick, tick. I don't know if I like that that call. Let's keep it simple, Coach.
Yeah.
There's no reason to get intricate or sexy here.
I agree. So we do not know any information about at this point in time on Raylan, huh?
No, I'm going to listen in to WSB's call, see what they say.
Okay.
Gunner Legacy moment. Here we go. I mean, they're just doing a good job defending. I mean, it seems like we're being way too obvious with what we were wanting to do.
Well, do you think we're playing conservatives considering the fact of the time? There's not really wanting to do anything crazy right here to give them any momentum right before the half?
Yeah, but see, that's what I would have done. I would have ground and pounded. I'd have made it where, you know, again, you're averaging so much. I don't know why we're getting out of the box when the interior is working so much. But again, I get what you're saying here. Last year, we went, all for it. Monroe gets beat, obviously a little injured, and also really, really good Notre Dame team. And boom, there it goes. That's pretty much the game, especially when you come out of half, return a kickoff.
I agree.
So I get it. But at the same time, I don't understand why we're not just
treating it like your 2-minute offense, not playing not to lose in that situation.
Yes. And I don't get it. And I like what Cash Jones has done, but goodness gracious, like Nate and Chauncey should be in there just rotating and feeding the ground, feed the beast.
Yeah, I agree with you. We appreciate you being in here with us tonight. We are Scott Green, Chris Hayes, Head on a Swivel. 58 seconds to go in the second quarter. Georgia up 21-12, 3rd and 10.
I don't get what they're doing, Coach. Just break this down for me because it's not making any sense.
Okay. They just ran straight zone, didn't they? You got Cash Jones in. They're just running it into the wall here. They just ran power. Micah pulled on that, so.
Well, that's what I understand. Why is Cash your primary guy? Like Nate's been your hot hand. Use Nate.
Yep. Yeah, that series right there was way too conservative, no doubt. I think what they're willing to do right here is they're just wanting to, we're going to punt it back to you and we're going to make you.
Yeah, because they already bled all their timeouts. So
yeah, they've bled all their timeouts to try to hold the time, so they've got no time left.
I still sure would have loved I don't think there's any more conservative than you can go. Just inside zone it.
Yeah,
I mean, you would have at least gained something.
What's odd too is that it's hard for me to understand unless you got London Humphreys is your kick out. He's basically playing your fullback position right there for them to run power. So what they did is they leave Humphreys on play side, kick out the end. They let Micah Morris pull for power right there, and they ran that out of a single back set. That's not a very simple gap scheme when you've got a wide receiver being basically playing the fullback position to kick out the end. All they want to do is change the field over right here. I mean, the ball's on the 20. Sure, they practice this, though. You think Ole Miss is going to come get it, though?
No, they came for it. They tried.
So he catches it on the 25, the negative 25.
Well, I'm not going to jinx it, but Georgia's a second-half team.
And Talon Taylor was uncovered. Yeah, 26. So they're on the negative 26. Based off that kicker I've watched, man, they've only got to get to about the 50-yard line. They might be able to kick a field goal.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I would have bled the clock even more.
I don't like this mentality right here. 46 seconds. They don't have any timeouts, so they got to keep the ball. They're going to be going to the sidelines a lot. So 2nd and 5.
Oh, golly. That's going to be targeting. Thomas, you are a dumb mother. He used his shoulder. I'll give him that, but I don't know.
I'm curious if they're going to go targeting right here, who you put in for Jacory.
He used his shoulder. He's not a defenseless player, and he didn't lead with his helmet.
So Zion Branch?
No, that's Jacory.
No, I mean, like, who are you going to put in there with it?
I don't know. I mean, they got to review it, right? That can't be. So didn't he use his shoulder?
They'll have to review it.
Yeah, but he used his shoulder.
Yeah. Look worse than it is, but it's definitely his shoulder.
So how does it meet the criteria of targeting? He's not defenseless. He's an offensive player trying to forward the ball in progression.
He's definitely not defenseless, and it's his shoulder, not his helmet.
So I don't get that call.
If they call targeting on us, I guess you just can't play defense anymore, man. It gets to the point now where this is just ridiculous. And if they hold up this targeting call,
They upheld it.
they're not even going to look at it.
No, they're reviewing it, but the radio is wow. We I'm not gonna lie, we got absolutely screwed on that.
Well, if they call it for targeting, I guess Zion Branch, is coming in.
Ball don't lie though. You screw us over on one thing, ball don't lie.
I don't understand though with the
that one to me is get sent into the home office immediately. Like this makes me more upset than the way the game was. How the hell is he supposed to play defense? How? Seriously, what are you supposed to do?
Can't play defense anymore, man. Cannot play defense anymore. Absolutely crazy. Ja'Cory Thomas gets thrown out of the game. And then on top of that, like you and I have talked about, why can't we have levels of targeting where it's not some type of, malicious hit versus you're just trying to play defense where like you get a 15-yard penalty, but you don't get ejected from the game.
I mean, that's so terrible. Like that needs to be one where the official has to sit down and say, this is what I saw. Because again, what's Ja'Cory supposed to do? Is he supposed to just give up his body and become a defensive player? Like again, just unreal.
Yeah. So they did put Zion Branch in for Ja'Cory Thomas. So this is a first half offense. So that means he will be suspended for the first half of the second game if they make it to Tempe.
I mean, that's just bull. I'll be honest with you. Ole Miss deserves to have an interception here.
It does not make sense to me how that works. What is considered a defensive player? What is helmet to contact versus helmet to shoulder contact? He dropped it again.
Terrible call.
This is absolutely insane that you get this call.
Make a play, defense. Ball don't lie, as they say.
Nope. Dude, I hit him dead in the hands.
Oh, okay. Didn't get it. It's 4th and 1. 6, 5, 4, 3. They're substituting. They're not going to be able to get the kickoff.
No. Good.
Oh, goodness. Good. They deserve that.
They did.
They deserve that. I'm sorry. You get away with some – pardon my French, you get away with some bullshit where the safety's trying to dislodge a football. I don't care.
They can't get the playoff.
Yep, they cannot get the kickoff. They decided to – here's the thing. Because they substituted, I don't think they allocated the time when they should have kicked the field goal before going for it. Like
exactly.
They should have gone for the next down. They miscalculated their time of, well, we get to substitute our field goal team. I mean, yeah, 9, 8, and see, they're walking, and trying to figure out, okay, well, who's going to go where?
What they should have had on that situation was line up and spike the football. Because was it 4th down? It was 4th down, wasn't it?
It was 4th and 1. The thing about it, though, Coach, is that should be pre-called where people don't look lost, and that's the one thing I'll get on to their coaching for is.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Give me 1 second, Coach. I'm going to hear what Kirby says.
Appreciate you joining in with us tonight. We're at halftime. Georgia up 21-12 over Ole Miss. Ja'Cory Thomas gets ejected for targeting. Really a BS call. It seems like Georgia always finds an outlier or a misnomer in how they it seems it's kind of like the Chaz Chambliss targeting back against Michigan in the Orange Bowl back then. Puts his helmet right in the caves and right in the middle of the chest, but yet we get called for targeting on that. So again, I just don't know how in the world we continue to find ways to challenge the targeting rule and make it even more than what it is. Appreciate you being in here with us tonight. Scott Green, Chris Hayes live watching the game. Right now we're at halftime. Georgia leading Ole Miss 21-12. I know there's a lot of things that you and I can talk about. Scott, what's the first thing that just your first reaction, thought process of what you saw in the first half?
Offense needs to really start picking it up in terms of, isolating their matchups. If we decide to run the ball, that this TFL stuff has to stop. It's miscommunication. Again, if you get beat, you get beat. I can't live with it, but I'll have to live with it kind of deal. Getting way too cute and cute's, relative word, really more conservative. So I really wanted just to see some inside zone and see another healthy dose of Nate and Chauncey there to bleed it out and make it where we don't have to have the defense back on the field. Again, fully understand the field position battle you're talking about, Coach. I just prefer, hey, get the first and get out of there. Like you can even kneel after that.
You're exactly right. And I understand, too, they're wanting to bleed clock. So, typically running the football is going to do that to exhaust clock time. But you obviously want to see successful runs being taking place, and we're not doing that. I noticed on the last two series, after we basically bled them out for the first three series running the football, those last two offensive series running, it's like all of a sudden Ole Miss is finally getting in a little groove against us, and we're not running as free will as we were in the first three series. But obviously a big momentum shift after the second touchdown with the fumble, scoop, and score by Dalen Everett, caused by Chris Cole. Right now, I'm really thinking that I agree. The whole premise to this was that, as I said, we're not going to see a lot of havoc on Trinidad Chambliss, period. They're going to get the ball out too quick. He's got too much RPO game. They haven't really been in third and long situations, so we haven't had a chance to really pin our ears back. I think we did on the second series, and, we got to them because we were running an exotic blitz there. Haven't, like Scott said earlier in the show, we haven't seen Zayden Walker yet, but it's really not because of the fact that they don't want to put him in there. I'm sure they got packages built for the third and long type situations or even second and long situations. But I think most of the time Ole Miss has been in third and manageables. So they haven't been able to bring those kind of blitz packages in for that purpose. So I still think we've got to continue to move the football, but it's definitely got to be something where when we're getting to the ball carrier, we got to make tackles, man. And something we've been sure-handed all year long for the most part, especially as we've gone on this little 4-game stint of only averaging about 8 points per ball games. We've been tackling the football very, very well at the point of attack. And for the most part, I saw some good things. But, as well as – we've talked about for the successes of being a good tackling football team, the 2 touchdowns that they have scored have been to the one touchdown they scored, and of course the 2 field goals they've had. Those 3 series have been based off the fact that we've allowed extra yards after contact. So.
1,000%. The good news too, we're a second half team. We all know this. Ole Miss is just a really good team, and typically in all 4 quarters. And people have brought this up, Trinidad's completion just in the second half. Again, I think we're going to have to do stuff to generate that. I'm not going to anticipate that until Trinidad gives me a reason to. I mean, he's just an outstanding, quarterback when he's asked to be. Again, he does, like you said, Coach, it's just kind of a mind's wonder of you do the simple things wrong, but the elite things right. I don't think anything's going on with Nate. Nate seemed to be fine. Chauncey seemed to be fine. Now, Ray and Wilson, I'm going to try to get answers for you guys, so I'm going to take a quick break, trying to listen to WSB. Normally, they put that on a rotation of, kind of feed you info, so I'll be right back.
Yep. We appreciate you being with us tonight. Scott Green, Chris Hayes, Head on a Swivel. This is something that we decided to do earlier this week when we did our pregame show. With it being Christmas break and, obviously New Year's, I want to definitely wish you a happy New Year. Appreciate you joining in with us this evening as part of the show. We're always very excited to see you in. And like I said, in this situation is a little bit different. We have no segments. We're not necessarily got anything prepped. We're watching the game just like you guys are, just trying to take it in and digest it the same way you are at this point in time. A lot of people are already wanting to talk about the Miami matchup. Really, we got to take care of what's in front of our face right now. I know it's a headliner that everybody wants to really get into, but that mindset is not going to be something I'm going to be thinking about until that clock reads the double zeros with us in the lead of the Ole Miss Rebels. But I was going to bring up Christopher 229 here. Ole Miss coach is definitely not on the same page. They weren't, and that's something that's important when you're in that situation. That's game management. That's something you work on all the time when you have your special teams. You have to have those manageable situations where you're either looking, okay, if we don't get the first down and we have to convert and get our special team group on the field, we got to be able to transition that correctly. And that's something you work on. I know Georgia works on that. I'm sure that scenario is a little bit of a different concept, because if you have the first down, you can spike the football to stop the clock. That way you have time to kick it. But in that case scenario, what was nice about that situation is we had the ability to stop him before he got the first down. So obviously they couldn't clock the ball, because that would have given the ball back to UGA. Appreciate you guys being in here with us tonight. Again, love the fact that you are sharing this time with us. Wish you a happy new year as we watch the Georgia Bulldogs play the Ole Miss Rebels in the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. And right now they are up 21-12 as we are at halftime. We appreciate you being with us this evening. We are certainly excited for the fact of you joining us this evening. Would definitely love your comments, concerns, thoughts, any interactions that you may have. Currently, like I said, we're watching the game just like you guys are. Scott is taking a break. We're trying to get some information for you about Raylan Wilson right now. I know that Chris Cole has been the person that they've substituted in 4-5 since he's been out, as well as the fact with the Ja'Cory Thomas targeting ejection, which was so ludicrous. We've got Zion Branch, who's replaced Ja'Cory in that position as well. So any questions for us, we'll be glad to entertain them. If not, y'all are welcome to get a drink, take you a little break, and we will be back with you here shortly. Thank you for joining with us tonight. Scott Green, Chris Hayes with Head on a Swivel.
Georgia Sports Autographs is built by collectors for collectors. They know what fans want because they've been in your shoes, hunting for that perfect piece, the right signature in the right spot. At every signing, Georgia Sports Autographs make sure it's done right, using the proper ink, following best practices, and paying attention to every detail so you end up with a product you'll be proud to display. They've already worked with many of Georgia's top athletes, and their network gives them access to just about anything you can imagine. If you don't see it listed, don't assume it can't be done. Chances are they can get it for you. Georgia Sports Autograph tests themselves with every event, always improving, always delivering for the ultimate addition to your collection. Trust the team that treats every autograph like its own. Georgia Sports Autographs, where every signature tells a story.
For those of you who will be in the chat, I'm going to take a little break while it's at halftime. We'll be back with you at the start of the third quarter. Glad you're with us this evening. And go Dogs. Let me change the video settings here. Let's see. Appreciate y'all being here with us. Going from a different camera angle here. Scott's trying to find out. I hear. Let's see, Scott, you're in the chat right now. Well, we're definitely going to come out swinging in the second half. There's no doubt about that. Appreciate you being with us tonight. Hopefully everybody's got me on audio, can hear me. I've switched up my camera angle here, but just wanted to turn it back on for the time being, give that front side a rest. So don't get that at all. I think I got a text message while I'm in there too. Yeah, I agree with you. Scott, welcome back, my friend.
Still haven't heard anything. Trying to figure out what's going on.
Well, the one good thing is he's on a bike, so I'm thinking it's probably hammy, maybe, or quad or groin. Want to know Scott's entertaining our group chat right now?
No, just trying to figure out some stuff.
Nothing wrong with that, my friend. You do you, boo. Do know I have appreciated my partner as we have gone through this process of creating the podcast show and bringing you guys some analytics and previews and analysis of the games. We're very excited for what the future holds for us, and definitely enjoy. I know that I probably threw Scott under the bus by pulling him in to do this tonight, because this is definitely, I don't know if it was in his comfort zone or not, but I think he's handled it like a champ, if you ask me, to tell you the truth. I've enjoyed the fact that he's been about ahead of me about 5-6 seconds so that I can hear the excitement before it actually happens. One of my group chat members from the tailgate told me she is livid over the targeting call right now. Like, she really wanted to go down and seriously throw a rock at that official and just hit it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolute garbage. Now, let me ask you this, Coach. So
yeah,
we have some trends analytics-wise. Obviously, Trinidad in the second half kind of slows down in terms of completion percentage. I'm not assuming he does that. I know we already talked about that. But Georgia being a second-half team, what's your confidence that Georgia's offense figures it out and gets it better?
Well, if they're smart in this situation, they're going to try to lock up with us when they see us in man-to-man. You notice they picked on Dalen Everett. I think they felt like they could go to him. They looking at his one-on-one skills, maybe especially on the vert route, was something that they felt that they could accomplish. I don't know if they go after Zion Branch now because he's been in there for Ja'Cory. My thing is just the inconsistencies of not only his, inconsistent throwing, but it's also the drops. I mean, you had Daquan Wright that missed one right in his hands. There was another one, number 4, that dropped one as well that hit him right in the chest. If it had been a spear, it would have gored him because it hit him right between the top of the four.
Yeah. So what about Georgia's offense? What do you think Georgia does? You think our second half trend stays, true?
Yeah, you're going to see us come back to the run game. I think you're going to still try to see us establish the quick throws. We're going to look at the play action, I hope, too, as well, because I think we've run the ball well enough to where they should honor that for play action purposes. Something I've really been very confused with, because I think we've run it very well throughout the year, but we haven't run it consistently, is why we don't run more RPO game. I don't understand why we don't throw more of the slants and the quick stuff off of the zone action. Similar to how we hit London Humphreys on the slant against Kentucky. We've done it a few different ways. I mean, how about Colbie Young, being welcomed back with that hell of a catch that he made on the sidearm throw? But, to answer your question, Scott, I really do think it's going to be something where we see the opportunities that present themselves all come back and stem from the run game. We've got to get the run game going again. We've got to line down, get in 12 personnel, bring them down in there. And we got to, they talk about taking them out to the deep end and basically drowning them. We've physically got to do that as well. We've got to put that 12 personnel back in, the 13 personnel back in, and really just take advantage of them at the defensive line of scrimmage, because I really do think we can move them off the ball. That's been shown that we can do that. We didn't execute it as well in the second half. It was kind of odd how in the first couple of series we were managing them very well, running at will. Like you said, almost 8 to 9 yards a carry. And then all of a sudden it's like we hit a wall. But, the momentum obviously for us was the scoop and score. We definitely, seeing that happen was huge for us. And now getting the ball back in this second half, first, we've got to be able to go down and exhaust some time and definitely get some more points on the board. But why change anything up with what has been working for you? The perfect cocktail for us is to establish the line of scrimmage. We're stopping the run, obviously, and we definitely got to run the football. And that's going to help us with, like I said, all the little small things that make our offense work.
Yeah, we definitely need to repeat a similar drive that we did to Tennessee coming out of half.
Gotcha. Roger Sutton, man, appreciate you being in here with us. Happy New Year. Those of you who don't know Roger is one of the owners of the Georgia Sports Autographs Group. Definitely has been a great friend to me over the past year now, and definitely love him to death and his family and what they do for me. So appreciate you being in here with us, Roger, and Happy New Year to you and your family.
Coach, should we get the ball first?
We should, yes.
Okay.
We should get the ball first. Let's see. Big Dog, just found you. What's a defender supposed to do to tackle a guy? Put a flag on their waist if they can't play real football? As I don't know how to answer that question anymore, because they have neutered this game. Absolutely have neutered this game, so defenses can't play defense anymore, man. How in the world are you supposed to adjust on the cuff in that situation right there and not try to somehow make a chaotic tackle in space? The people who make up these actual rules for this game never played a down of football.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Coach. They've never played with a bam play like this with elite athletes. It's unreal to me that that's even a penalty.
This was a question I wanted to talk about. Brenda, I hope you're still with us. I'm sorry that I didn't get to this question any quicker. Why can't we get to Chambliss? It's because he's getting the ball out too quick. I said that in my pregame show. When you are a heavy RPO game, which means you're riding the running back and you're reading through 1 to 2 and you're getting the ball out quick. The reason why we're not causing havoc is for that very reason. We can't get to the ball carrier because they've been in second, third, and manageable, which allows them to stay in that 1-2, get the ball out, and we're not getting the opportunity that we'd like to see causing havoc. The only time you're going to see us causing havoc is if we get them into second and longs and third and longs, where we know it's more than likely a passing down and we have the ability to pin our ears back and get after it. But until then, we're not going to see the same havoc that we saw against Alabama. I said that in the pregame show, and that's something that is definitely not going to happen unless we know that we've got those second and
down again. I'm sorry to interrupt. I don't know what I'm getting heated again. I get it. We need to test them. I'm fine testing them early. We need to get back to the ground game quick. You can't keep wasting downs like this, guys.
Let's see what we got here. Elected.
Okay, good, decent. Maybe that should be targeting. I know I'm fanning out a little bit here, but that should be targeting. They leaned in. He was a defenseless player, even though he's trying to get forward progression. Man, oh man.
You said it should have been, or did they call it?
No, they didn't call it. I'm being a smart ass.
Yeah, I agree with you, Roger. They need to run the football. That's the first thing me and Scott were talking about a while ago, that we need to run the football. I definitely agree with you. I tell you, I agree with you on that too.
I don't understand what in the world we're doing. It's a tackle for loss. Ole Miss stops us, 3 and out. What are we doing? Like, that's pathetic.
Let's see what we get on this.
That's on Morris. Morris just getting his butt beat.
Let's see where that's coming from.
Golly, man. Like, that's really disappointing. Like, that's bad. Like, you should be embarrassed. I don't get how you can get beat that bad and not just be hanging your head and trying to reset mentally, because that's awful.
There you go. Scott Green, Chris Hayes with you. Head on a Swivel. Appreciate you joining us this evening. We are live. I love Scott just put something in the group chat there that I definitely agree with. That, you know, we had to keep it PG rated on here, but he is definitely saying what we're saying in a lot looser terms.
Look, the Bobo critics are getting some ammo. I'll put it that way.
They are doing that. I know that.
I mean, God almighty, son. That's just awful. That is awful sequencing coming out of halftime. You have all that time to adjust, and you run some cutesy stuff instead of just pounding the rock.
Yep.
Golly.
So you got JJA standing up on this side, Quintavious down. So the strength's to the field, to the right. Get to him, CJ.
This is on the offense.
Yep.
I'm talking spitting mad with Mike Bobo. I'd love to have a word with him. Cannot believe that, man. Cannot believe that. You didn't even bleed any time.
Nope.
Goodness gracious. I mean, just unreal.
Don't be frustrated with it.
It should be hands to the face. Why is there no hands to the face? His helmet came off. How in the world did it through osmosis come off?
That's insane.
Golly, is Vegas involved here? I'm sorry, guys. I'm about to start losing my cool because this is getting ridiculous.
Oh, me. We'll let Scott be our color commentator here while he's getting upset with it. But
I got some color commentary, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. You're perfectly fine to have that.
All right, good job trying to cut the lane off. My goodness, guys. I know we're getting short game to death, but
that's what I'm saying. That they're going to do that. That, you know, Ole Miss, if there was one thing they did to us, drove us nuts. It was 5 and 7 yards in a cloud of dust, and a lot of times.
Take the play. Yep, he's down. He didn't get it. I don't give a crap what the line judge says. I don't trust those officials after that targeting call.
Well, the line judge is going to call. Let's see if he comes in.
Yeah, 4th and 1. Make a play, defense. I know they've shortchanged you all night. It's time to make a play.
Yep. Appreciate you being in here with us now. Head on a Swivel, Scott Green, Chris Hayes. Appreciate you being in here with us on the live show.
All right, let's make a play here.
Huge D play ain't coming in now.
He didn't get it. We stopped him right at the line.
Yep. Huge.
All right, offense, pull your head out of your ass, especially you in the booth.
I know, right?
Golly.
That was nice right there. Thank you, Neil, for the heads up on that. I saw that you got the play-by-play coming in as well. That's good stuff right there.
I mean, I think Ole Miss is smart to do that. I mean, they could have
Yep.
stole all the momentum off. Who
Yep.
made the play initially? That was JJA. He actually slipped through.
Yep. Well, it helps with Griffin playing in the backfield too. But yeah, you have Joseph. That was JJA. I hear my wife in there going, "That's how you play ball." Love it.
Yeah, she's not wrong. If we come out and run anything but inside zone for like the first combination of, if we get an 8-play series and 4 of those are not just inside zone or straight gives, I'm going to find the next time Mike Bobo's at a press conference. And I'm just going to stare at him with a sign that says, "Run the damn ball."
Run, just like what Roger said a while ago. Let me pull Roger's comment back up right there. We'll put that on there right now.
Brother, 100%. It makes no sense. Because again, don't outcoach yourself. There's no reason to outcoach yourself. I watched Oregon do it all day. They could have put Texas Tech out of their misery early and often. Yeah, 1,000%. Gunner doesn't need to be the one that's on there. He's missed one read. Obviously, I'm sure he would have had some good passes, but they all get batted down. So look, if they're going to put that many bodies and throw hands up, and he's got to throw through wicket fence, who do it?
Exactly.
Passing game needs to go away.
Well, the one thing about it is that's the reason why you run zone read too. I mean, if you have the option to pull like he didn't pull on that one play, I mean, that's where you want to see Gunner be successful in the run game, to complement off of the right reads, not just actually specifically set up him to be your primary runner. My perfect fit right here is that when you have what we did on offense and then we turn around and do what we did defensively, this is where, like you said, where the offense, this is kind of key to lock. We've got to turn that lock mechanism, and we got to move the football right here, exhaust some time, and we got to get some points on this series right here. Yeah, I agree with you, Roger. We were definitely averaging over 6 yards a carry. Nate was absolutely tearing them up. It's kind of funny, too. It's like we just shut the water faucet off. All of a sudden in the second half, even after the big momentum shift, after the fumble and the scoop and score, all of a sudden the next 2 series on offense running the football, man, it's like we're just running into a wall.
Yeah, and that's on Mike. That's 100% on Mike.
Yeah. And it was like Cass Jones was in the game a little bit more. I don't know.
I don't get it. I don't get it. And, I mean, Mike's really going to have to eat this one and say, look, there for a quarter, hopefully I'm going to knock on some wood.
Yeah.
I sucked it up and I got to get better at it. Now, obviously, guys missing their assignments. I get that, guys. But you adjust to the adjustment. Here it's an easy flipping answer. Run the damn ball.
He is holding the piss out of JJA on that play, too. Good Lord. Yeah, I agree with you, Roger. We definitely want to be cute instead.
That's all right. I don't care about the short game. Tick, 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 tick.
There you go.
Methodical march.
Get back into the running game. Was Nate even in on that first series after half?
No. That's another thing that make no damn sense.
Yeah. I don't think he was either. And see, now you got the ball right on the other side of the 50, or is it on the 50?
Yeah, I think it's on the 50.
Yeah, we're in plus territory off of this. We've got to get some points out of this, man.
What?
What we got?
No, they blew it dead before it came out. They blew it dead before it came out. They're coach, they're whipping our ass, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They blew the ball dead because for progression. I don't know where are we whiffing, guys?
I can't see the replay fast enough to determine.
Morris tripped. He hop stepped instead of opening.
Oh my God! Yep, he tripped over Gunner's foot on the pull.
Golly!
But Ernest Green getting wrapped right there too. He just got swam. I'm gonna tell you right now, the defensive line for Ole Miss is not bad.
Drew the flag. That guy was draped all over Colbie Young. Colbie still makes a damn good play. Would have put us in 4th and 1. It's about damn time they get a flag.
Yep. So we get the DPI right there?
Yes, sir.
Sweet action.
I mean, just draped all over him. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yep.
A lot of these refs in the playoff games have either been really, really slow to call something, or they've been really, really bad about not calling. when it's really obvious. I
Yeah.
mean, Colbie's having to push off of him because he's grabbing him.
Yep. Good Lord. It was so funny. I mean, he spewed him right there too, man. Speared him. Caught the football. See, I like this personnel set right here. This is a deuces right tight. You got 12 personnel in, jet motion.
We're whiffing, guys. I mean, it's a 2-yard gain. I get it. Tick, tick, tick. Eat that clock. We're missing something.
They're getting him from the back sides where it's coming from.
Okay. How do you mitigate that?
Well, either one of two ways. You either run them back away and let that person be at the point of attack and not be the puller, because somehow the person who's blocking back for the puller is where they're getting by. I'd have to see it on film in slow-mo, but that's the only thing that I can see right now based off what I'm getting, because I'm seeing the pressure come from the backside leverage, which would be the person who's down blocking back for the puller. So you got rodeo right here. Oh, Dylan. Oh, they had a throw off of that. I was about to say I thought they were going to throw it. See, again, where is this? Why is this? Why all of a sudden are you doing this? Why all of a sudden is this becoming an issue?
Stacy Searles, man. Put a boot in someone's cheeks.
Yeah.
Goodness. We're missing blocks.
I was about to say that to me is not a play you call when you're inconsistently not moving the football.
I mean, goodness gracious. They're looking for another PI call, which you probably should have got, but they're not going to give it to them. They're letting Ole Miss taunt and talk.
Unreal.
I mean, this offensive line should be ashamed. I mean, whiffing that many times.
This is a long field goal. This 57.
It's 55.
Just short. So we get the turnover on downs, and we basically give the ball back to them roughly with about a 10-yard difference. Welcome back in, Owen. Yeah, that's the one thing about Woodring I never thought about is it looked like he got that ball with everything. It's just short. So 55-yard is his long, and that's what that was right there. Was that attempt for 55? So here we are, one series, 3 and out. Don't even have Nate Frazier in the first series. Get the big stop, 4th and short, make a great play, get the ball in plus territory, and do nothing with it with a jet sweep to Dylan Bell to throw the football or run with it in that series. When they have made a commitment to stop the run now against us. You know, we talk about that. All of a sudden you start bailing out on the run a little bit. That starts changing your momentum and how your offensive philosophy works. You've got to get back to what was doing the right job, and that is getting after them at the line of scrimmage. And now, for some odd reason, we can't seem to block them anymore. You've got 1 or 2 people that are falling off the boat, man. I don't know what it is. It's either, like I said, we watched a couple of times, it was Micah Morris. But like I said, I would have to go back and watch film specifically to see where some of these busts are coming from. And you better believe I'll have, as soon as this film gets loaded, I will definitely have it being broken down. Now, this is the part where you got to be resilient, man. It's tough. I know being the fan is tough for this right here because you'd like to see the consistency, but you know that's the rhythm you want to see offensively that we're not seeing right now. There's not that rhythm that we want to see. The converting is not happening right now, and that's tough, especially with, like you said, the execution of the type of play calls that are being made. because we ran toss sweep. We ran the play where we ran power without the puller, and then we ran that jet sweep toss play. Scott, you're muted right now, buddy. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say too many negative things, but I am. Mike Bobo's got a real. Him and Stacy got to get something together. This is ridiculous. You can't tell me Tulane had a better offensive output than us.
I know. Well, I mean, it's also too sticking with the fact of doing your job and not having the bus that we've had currently at this point in juncture.
I mean, you're 100% right. We've had 5, 8, probably 10 busts.
God, but yeah, like I said though, that is the there's that play. That was the play they ran from scrimmage that's to the jack side right there. We have nobody as an apex defender right there off of that. That's a bluff throw to your split guy coming across.
God almighty, guys.
Yeah.
I love the TV angle, but I also hate that I can't see who got beat. I mean,
yeah,
amazing run, second down and some change.
You got Justin Green in now and Anandale Boko in. Notice that up front. Play. You got Chris Cole playing the majority of the snaps.
There you go. It's gonna be third and 3, no gain. Man, I'm really underwhelmed with this offense performance. I'm going to focus on the defense, but I am losing it over here as a fan.
It's all right. You're allowed to. We want to see perfection from our offense, and unfortunately, right now they've got our number.
They're
and that's go ahead. Say what?
I said they're sucking. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
Stacey's bus is like.
Yeah. I'm watching Stacy on the sidelines to see what they're talking about right now. If it's lack of execution or if you've got, if you're just getting whipped, there's a big difference. If you're getting whipped, you've got to change things up. Look at Rashawn Dinkins right there on the tight. They got to bump this. Good job, Rashawn. That's perfect. Guys, that was all Rashawn Dinkins right there. That was all Rashawn Dinkins right there. You talk about
they're keeping the offense on the field, Coach.
Say what?
They're keeping the offense on the field.
Yep. He says we're way behind. Michael Kirkpatrick. Well, tell us what's happening, Michael. They're about to run the 4th and 3 play on my screen.
Wide open. Son of a bitch. Oh, that's on the offense. You cannot have these guys out here all game long. What a play. 1st and goal for Ole Miss.
Yep.
I'm livid right now. I cannot believe. All right, defense, you're going to have to bail us out again. Because the offensive line can't get their head out of their ass.
Like I said, it's tough right now because we're not getting those chances to pin our ears back. Everything's manageable.
Oh, the defense has done an outstanding job. I'm livid with the offense. They have no excuse. Like, this is one win, lose, or draw, whatever happens in the postgame presser. It needs to be a literal, like, hey, we sucked. We're sorry. It can't be any excuse unless they just blow up in the 4th quarter. But, I mean, goodness gracious, this is ridiculous.
Well, based off what Neil just said, it sounds like they scored because he just said that we don't want to know.
All right.
We'll see what happens right here.
Yeah, just outside. He got held. Dinkins got held bigger than Shoo. Well, that's on you, offense. You should have.
Yep. Ole Miss touchdown off right side. Listening to my wife screaming in there is kind of funny. That's tough.
I mean, he got held bigger than shit. That's got to be in the ear of the ref. I get it. I mean, Lacey's a hell of a running back, but that's absolute bullshit.
Yep.
But it's on the offense for not doing anything. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Yep.
I mean, just pathetic. And I hate to use that word over and over and over again for the fans, but I mean, like, it's pathetic. You've had that many opportunities, and you've walked away with 14 points. Ole Miss now has more points offensively than we do. The defense has bailed you out time and time again. Yeah, and Kirby's getting on to him. I mean, they got to start calling it. I may take a break here in a bit because my language might be getting worse and worse unless the offense does something miraculous, which is move the damn ball.
I was about to say the change in moving the football will be probably what you want to see here.
I mean, just unreal. I'm so disappointed.
Third quarter after the second series, Ole Miss now is only down 2 points, 21-19 as we head to the commercial break. Georgia will have the football with their third offensive series of the half, where they've done nothing with the football for the first two. Scott Green, Chris Hayes, Head on a Swivel. Appreciate you being with us tonight. For those of you who have stuck around through the entire game with us, we can't be more thankful for your time with us, enjoying the game, even though I know it's frustrating to watch and something you have to deal with when it comes down to it. That's why you play 4 quarters, and why, as much as I'm frustrated with how I'm seeing us, move the football, Scott's just kind of living through what he's saying, exactly what I feel. And it's really frustrating when you want to see your offense be a little bit more successful. And, what we're seeing here is the lack of that success from our side of the football, where Ole Miss, who played, against Tulane, has the opportunity to, maybe not be as rusty as we are. But we are definitely showing that with our defense scoring one of our touchdowns for us. It's kind of funny how we just turned the faucet off, though, Scott. I mean, we just went from running it down their throats. All of a sudden, we can't move the football on the ground anymore.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. What I'm probably going to do, Coach, is give myself a break, probably listen to the radio, see what's going on.
You go for it, my friend. We'll catch you here on the flip side. If you want to come back in, you just let me know.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you being with us tonight. Scott's going to take a little bit of a break, and I get why he has, he's frustrated because of what he's seeing offensively from us. We went from doing basically everything we wanted to do, and now we act like we don't know what we're doing, and we're tired of seeing the bus on the offensive side of the football. And this is where your coaching makes your money right here, is to see what we do on this series, because when you've got this situation the way it is, and now Ole Miss has made a little bit of an adjustment to this, do a really good job of, figuring out a way to take care of business right here. Be able to come out and execute and have a good offensive series. Yeah, I agree with you too, Neil, on your comment there. It's tough when you have – to me, I kind of agree with what Dan Lanning's saying. You want to continue to have consistency. And realistically, after the SEC championship is played, you need to just continue to play week in and week out. So we go play action. Now he's got to throw it out of bounds off the play action. We can't give up on the run game, guys. We cannot give up on the run game. Yeah. Well, that's, Scott, being the analytical person that he is, I always enjoy Scott's commentary, but, he's a fan first. And like sometimes, this is a passionate game. and it's played by passionate players who, have a zest for wanting to see perfection, and you want to see things done well. So, attaboy, Chauncey. Quit trying to bounce, get north and south, kid. It's not too bad. 3rd down and manageable. I haven't really paid as much attention because, like I said, I've been trying to maintain the traffic that's been in here. Those of you who've been with us for the show, I appreciate you guys being in here with us. Like I said, no rhyme or reason, no segments, no way to entertain other than just enjoying good football here on New Year's Day as we watch our Bulldogs play the Ole Miss Rebels in the Sugar Bowl in Louisiana. See what we get right here. Got another deflected ball. Another deflected ball. Is that Eccles? Yep. Eccles is one of those kids that I watched on film when we broke stuff down. I thought that he did a lot of good things. Oh, my God, he almost intercepted that thing. He threw that right in his chest. He was coming off of an X stunt. He can't even believe that ball was thrown the way it was. So we go 3 and out, needing something. We're doing some kind of, I don't know what this is. We're running a fake. We just ran a fake. My goodness, man. All the stops right there, kid. You let Landon Rolden? That's a true freshman from North Oconee right there. That's unreal. My wife doesn't understand what they did right here. I like what you got. He slips out. That's a good throw, man. Good job, kid. It's an unbelievable fake punt. Now we got to put the ball in the zone. Let's go. Come on. You can't throw it out of bounds. So how is London so offset right there out of phase on that ball if he wasn't held? Because he looked like he was resetting his feet and having to start over from the running position again. That's insane. Yeah, I agree with you, Neil. It's kind of sad that we're having to run a fake punt situation right here, but we got to get some momentum back, man. Right now, unfortunately, we're not moving the football consistently enough. Landon rolling. That 84. Oh, you got to get outside of that, kid. Go, Colbie. I tell you what, man, that's a hard throw to make right there when you're in a situation. You're in a situation where you normally sell that football because he had committed to the run right here. Then he made him take it and just threw it right on top of him. That was beautiful. Must have had a bad play call right there. That's a broken, busted play. That guy landed right on his leg. Get up, dude. Appreciate you being in here with me tonight. Like I said, Scott took a break. He had to go fan a little bit, which is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine with him fanning. I think he landed right on his leg. Yeah. And Zachariah Branch just makes things look so much simpler. We need to put the ball in the zone right here, guys. This is not a field goal situation. Yep, I agree. If you're just seeing the pass to Colbie Young down the sideline, we're on a 3rd and 6 play. Let's see, we're on the plus 19, 3rd and 6. He got back to the line of scrimmage is all he got back to. So we're going to kick a field goal right here. Kick it. Not going for it right here. You can see the frustration in him right here. They're saying go for it right here. He's like, hell no, I ain't going for it. We got to kick a field goal. That's tough, man. Again, that's breakdown in your pass pro. Before he come off that play action, he was already having a run. He's trying to tell his offensive coaches right now. You can tell he's setting them up. I don't know if he's telling Bobo this up in the press box or if he's talking to his offensive coaches right now. We've got to get points on the board. Frustrating. 24-19. Appreciate you being in here with us right now. Scott's taking a little bit of break. My name's Chris Hayes. Those of you who know me, Coach Hayes Hudl. Watch along here with me as Georgia just goes up 24-19. What a great throw and catch by Landon Rowland right there. And Gunner's getting drilled. Goodness gracious alive. I'm really kind of disappointed more in our offensive line play right now more than anything. It's amazing to me how we've switched. It was like we've just turned the faucet completely off where we were at will moving the football, moving the line of scrimmage. Nate was, biting off easily 5 to 7 yards, sometimes even 9 to 11 yard carries. And then we went to just nothing. Like all of a sudden now we can't run the football anymore. Appreciate you guys with the heads up in the chat as well. Let's see here looking. Try to find an ESPN tracker right now. So right now what we've got, we'll insert an image here for you. Let me see if I can get that put in there real quick. Let's see, move this over here. I want to turn the captions off. Nate Frazier, 60 yards rushing, got all that probably in about 3 series. Colbie Young, great to see him back, man. Leading the team in receptions right now with 44 yards. Wallace, the third, who was unseen in the game in Athens, has almost 100 yards receiving. Trinidad Chambliss has thrown for 235 yards, 23 of 34. I see the inconsistencies right now that's not letting us transition the way I would like to see from running the football and being consistent in running the football, and then that setting up the passing game. Seems like we're noticing those similarities we saw earlier in the year where we're not seeing the pass pro the way we want it. Obviously, you see that we do not have a sack in the game as well. So, that's part of what Ole Miss does. Ole Miss is going to get the ball out quick, and we don't have the ability to get to the quarterback because Charlie Weiss is a big RPO kind of guy. I mean, he's wanting to get it out 1, 2, first, second progression, and if you don't have it there, you're going to pull it down and run. And my thought process pregame was we were going to stop him from getting out of the pocket and contain him. But I told all the fans out there, don't be surprised if you don't see any havoc being caused because, like I said, we haven't put Ole Miss really in a lot of second and long, third and long situations. Everything they've had has been manageable. So, the defense has really got to step up here. And this is something that Raylan Wilson back in the game now. Great play right there by Rashawn Dinkins, man. I tell you, good stuff. And, that's something that's about this game to me works on so many ebbs and flows of the game where, it's like nothing's going right, and then bam, you have 2 series back-to-back, both defensively and offensively that work for you. I know 27's playing himself a game, guys. I know there's been some times where he's missed, but I love his aggressive nature. And we're going to the fourth quarter. So it's fourth quarter right here. But I love 27's aggressive nature. It also, too, kind of puts a little damper in the situation when you have what happened to Ja'Cory Thomas, which, to me is complete BS. You can't play defense anymore. They have neutered this game from that side of the ball. When I'm getting this comment here, why is Bobo so conservative right now? K-Love, you got my full attention if you could give me the right answer, because I think if I wrote the right answer right now, I'd be paid $1 million. It's like the consistency of the run game when all of a sudden you see the success we had in the first and second quarter, and then all of a sudden, bam, you start trying to run the football, and Michael Morris falls down, and all of a sudden somebody gets blown up backside on a gap scheme, and all of a sudden, they're getting into the backfield causing problems for us, and it makes you have a tendency to start maneuvering away from it, and you can't do that no matter how frustrated you are. I have noticed on a couple of the series in the second half that we have gone straight to play action off the first down play. Instead of running the football on first down, we faked it and tried to run some type of boot action, and it has not been good for us so far. Getting the ball back in Nate Frazier's hands, definitely something we've got to do as well. And I agree. But it's fourth quarter, baby. I always put up the fingers, man. Fourth quarter. Scott's taking a break for tonight. I don't know if he'll be back or not because, like I said, Scott's a fan, and he's going to fan, and I'm perfectly fine with him fanning. As much as I hate to see the offensive woes that we've seen here for the last 3 or 4 series, I'm very consistent in the fact that I still believe that we're a four-quarter football team, and these guys have been here, and it's going to be down to the wire. It's going to be one of those kind of games where I feel like we're going to be sweating a little bit before this game's up, guys. So go ahead and buckle your chin strap, click, clack, and let's get ready to play. Another thing, too, with that question that Caleb gave me about why Bobo's being so conservative right now, I don't understand why you run that jet sweep option with Dylan Bell where he has the option to throw the football or run it on the continued sweep when you haven't really done a very good job of some of the other things you're trying to do to set that up. One or two things have got to take place. If you're going to run the football, you've got to be able to set that up for your play action. And like I said, now when we're noticing play action, we're getting that on bust. That's all completely based off the fact of having a more fluid pass pro. It's the reason why you've seen Dontrell Glover get moved out. You've had Juan Gaston be pushed in at that guard position. And, that's important for me to see. But, it seems like ever since we got the turnover for the scoop and score, since then, we have really gone downhill on both defensively and offensively. I think the defense is trying to do everything they can to bend, not break, but it finds out you have that one simple play where they can't get to the quarterback. He makes a completion, takes it down, puts them in first and goal. That's very frustrating to see. I do see Quintavious Johnson. I see Rashawn Dinkins playing a good game. Raylan Wilson hasn't been in the game. I noticed he was back in on that series right there. Zion Branch has had to come in for Ja'Cory. So that puts us in a situation where, we've got to be able to come out and play some defense right here on these guys and sure up some things for us on the defensive side of the ball. 2nd and 11, start of the fourth quarter. C.J. Allen, Raylan Wilson back in. They're switching back over the top. Can't get to him. Oh, my Lord. How does he do that, man? I'm telling you, we can't get to him. And then he does something like that right there. I mean, that's some not Bryce Young. Who's the kid? C.J. Stroud from Ohio State. I mean, he freaked Josh Horton out right there on that. How does that happen? How does that absolutely happen? Unreal. Not only do we have a 2nd and 11, they convert right here. That is absolutely insane. Bringing a cat blitz right here. Oh, Lord. Are you kidding me? That is absolutely insane right there. Guys, that might be 2 of the most circus plays I have ever seen in my life where we can't get to the freaking quarterback. Oh, my goodness. Anyone else see Everett let Lacey run in? He had a clear shot to tackle or hit him on the 1 or the 2. I do not understand that whatsoever. That gave KJ Bolden a stinger on that play. I don't know which play you're, Kenneth, what you're talking about. Are you talking about the previous touchdown that they scored? So you got KJ Bolden holding his shoulder and CJ Allen laying there. This ain't good. That has been a weird 2 transition of offensive plays right there. I've never in my life seen 2 plays happen the way that those 2 right there happened. That's good to see that CJ Allen's just hurting. He was just a little tired on that play. That's crazy, though, what I just witnessed. Guys, it changes everything up when you look at what we've done. I mean, we are a team that's been off for almost a month. And we are definitely rusty. All right, so now KJ Bolden is out. So we've got our starting free safety and strong safety, and I wouldn't doubt if they try to pick on us right here. They are. They're going to get RPO. That's a hold. You got to be kidding me. That's 3 plays where we've got Havoc in the backfield and push him out and flush him, and they're able to complete the pass on a big explosive play. You know, that's not a hold at all right there on 62. Yeah, don't call that now. Don't call that at all. And throws it right over Ellis Robinson's head perfectly, drops it in a bucket to him. Absolutely insane. Yeah, I agree with you, K-Love. It's crazy right now. I mean, we're down to, I think that's Adrian. We can't get off of that right there. It's Adrian Maddox, I believe, back there. And Zion Branch. So we got Jacory and KJ both out right now. So now we're trying to adjust everything that's going on. So this is where you've got mass chaos. Fans are going to fan right here. This is crazy. This is where coaching has to come into play. You got to be level-headed and be dealing with this. It's 2nd and 2. You're struggling with everything that's going on. They've got the ball in plus territory. They're on the plus 13. We're moving people in, getting the play call right now, getting everything set up. We've got to hold them out, man. We've got to hold them out of the end zone. We need a play right here, big time. And right now we look very discombobulated. There they got the conversion on the first down. So it's going to be 1st and goal from the 10-yard line, roughly 9.5-yard line going in. Appreciate you being with me tonight. I know some of you as UGA fans are not probably really excited about what you're watching right now, but still, this is why you play the game. This is why you coach the game. This is why you love the game. As much as a lot of people don't want this kind of game, they've been in this kind of game. They know what they got to do. Ella Mendoza acts like he doesn't know where he needs to be at right now. We look like we're lined up wrong. Yep. He's going to get the edge, push him out. It's going to be a gain of about 3 yards. It's going to be on the 6, 2nd and goal from the 6. Yeah, we look like we're lined up wrong right now. And this is what's tough because now you're dealing with personnel stressors as well. Because you've got 2 guys in at safety that are not your starters. You got, your linebacker situation is not necessarily solidified. And, you got a lot of different situations right now. I'm noticing in the backfield, we got Justin Williams, CJ Allen, linebacker. KJ Bolden is back out there, though. I see him in the game, so he's back. He must have had a stinger. Come on, KJ. Touchdown. So this is going to put them up by 2. And, guys, this is playoff football. 2 good football teams right here. They're outplaying us right now, unfortunately, in the second half. We're going to have to deal with that. I got you, Scott. Scott just told me he's probably not going to be coming back for the night. That's perfectly fine. That's definitely a touchdown. Guys, you got to think about all those situations that just happened right there. With all the different personnel changes, people getting hurt, causing havoc in the backfield, and Trinidad Chambliss able to get out of there because we don't have a guy that can simulate the tackle. Looks like they're going for 2 here to kind of go up by – they want to be up by 3. Right now, they've got all the momentum. I wouldn't doubt it if this is something they're going to do with Trinidad. See if we get what we want. Dalen wasn't looking. I tell you what, man, Trinidad's absolutely throwing balls on the rope right now. So now we got a 27-24 game with 11:29 left in the fourth quarter. So we're going to see what we absolutely have here for them. Not the best scenario, honestly. You feel like everything's sort of leaking away because of the fact I find there's so much hesitancy in this. Like, why are you not turning around, Dalen, and look, find the ball right now? He disconnected from you. Why are you not turning to look to see if the ball's being thrown? I mean, it's like you don't even see the ball being thrown to you. It's tough to watch right now, guys. It's part of it, though. Appreciate you being in here with me tonight. Head on a swivel. Scott, I believe, has left for the evening, and so it's just going to be me. I'm going to ride all the way out to the end of the fourth quarter, guys. We're going to see what we got, see what we're made of. It's really tough when you sit here and watch this game. You want to see, obviously, the success we saw from Alabama game, but, I had a feeling that we were going to be a little rusty, and it's showing, offensively especially. Defense is doing just enough to keep us in the ball game. They've actually scored one of our touchdowns tonight. So, it's kind of hard to really be upset about your defense doing what they're doing when they've actually done a good job tonight overall. It is pure chaos. And Owen, I agree with you. We are being outplayed right now, but that's where you got to settle you guys down. Head coach, assistant coaches, you got to pull up and rally and circle the wagons right now. You got to get everybody back under control. You got to have organized chaos is what I call it. When you have organized chaos, you got people who are probably feeling sorry for themselves right now. They're banged up. You're dealing with frustrational issues. You got people that are out. You're having rotational personnel that you're having to deal with right now as well. That's what you got to fool with. You got to be able to take those people, put them in their place, say, listen, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to impact the game right here. And this is how we're going to change the momentum. You know what you do right here offensively? You settle down, you take a breath, and you execute. And you go down the field and you score on their hind parts right here. It's going to be a big deal for us to do that. But, to me, these next couple series, both offensively and defensively, is, to me, going to be the intel of whether or not we are going to be playing next week or not, is what I feel. We've got to get something established on the offensive side of the football because that's going to help you on the defensive side if we can go down and put a score in the box right here, okay? But y'all hang in there with me. Appreciate you being here with me. For those of you who've hung out with me all night, I appreciate you being in here with me. Like I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not moving. I am going to stay right here for the night. We did have a lot of situations right there where I'm finding myself, you've got Chris Cole just needs to jump. I don't understand why he doesn't jump. It makes no sense. That's perfect timing. Trinidad just throws that to a spot. Golly bum, man. Why Chris Cole doesn't jump right there is beyond me either. So that just adds more to Trinidad's numbers. Keywan's you're gonna have a 100-yard rusher, a 100-yard receiver, and by the time this is over with, because I know Trinidad didn't have those completions on that series, so you've got a 300-yard passer as well now. That's insane. Those two plays back to back right there is what kills me. How in the world you don't have somebody that can get? I mean, you get this and that throw. Look at that throw right over Ellis's head. I mean, it's perfect. They want to sit there and talk about all the things they talk about, but yet we've got to execute. Malachi Tolliver. Somehow Gunner gets out of that, beyond me. But right there, Malachi Tolliver's getting beat. We may be seeing the repercussions of all of a sudden our center, who is inexperienced. He had a lot of reps against Alabama. Let's see if this is him. So he just got beat. That's your center. That's your center getting beat right there. So that's Malachi Tolliver. He's got to block back on it because we pull for boot action. Gunner getting some run the football. Move him. So we're going to be 3rd and 5 right here. Appreciate y'all being in here with me tonight. Like I said, I know this is not necessarily the outcome of what you want to see in this game, but this is why you play it. It's why you coach it. I'm sitting here wondering, step up. And he didn't get it. They're going to have to punt. You can't go for it right here, guys. You got to punt this football away. Okay, cool. We are certainly struggling. So we're going to be punting the football away more than likely to them. And like I said, the difference of this offensive and defensive series that we're about to have, if this defensive series we allow them to go down and score again, I would pretty much say we have concluded our season. I hate to say it that way, but right now the momentum is completely in their favor, and we're not moving the football at all. It seems to me that they're taking advantage of Malachi Tolliver versus what I'm noticing now, and that makes sense now on some of those plays that Scott was talking about earlier on the leverage. When you have guard pulling, the center's got to block back for the guard, and that's the reason why we're probably seeing the center get beat on some of those plays where that wasn't happening against Alabama. But again, I didn't see the actual, the stress of getting to, Trinidad Chambliss. I said, if we don't get to him, we're going to be in trouble. And sure, we definitely proved that because we sure as hell can't tackle him right now. Appreciate y'all being here with me. Like I said, if you got any questions, any comments, any concerns, I'll be more than glad to listen to them, talk to you, keep me company here at least as we finish up this game. Because like I said, right now it's very easy to think that you have probably a sort of a downtrodden look on what's going on right now because it doesn't look good on either side of the football. So we're down to, with Jacory out, we've got the Zion Branch in, KJ Bolden hurt, came back in, it looked like. You got, Raylan Wilson seemingly having some issues as well. He hasn't been back in. And so I think he came in for one series, but that just goes to show he probably talked him into coming back in. Yep. I agree with you, Owen. We definitely got to dig deep right here because right now Trinidad Chambliss has done no wrong in this half. So currently I would think that they probably have a 300-yard passer. Yep. Trinidad's at 299. Kiwan is at 90 yards rushing. And you have a 100 and 400. Let's see. The Wallace kid, their Z receiver is 143 yards receiving. So they are within 11 yards of they're running back out there. We're going to go for it right here. I don't know about doing this right now. We just went for it, and they got him. And he got the football. We got the ball. Guys, I don't know what to say about that right there. That's ball game. That's ball game. We just gave them the ball in plus territory. Not only – you kicked the football right there, Coach. I have to disagree with you on that, kid. You kicked the football right there. You kicked the football right there. You don't go for it. You've already dug down in that well once. How does that guy get by Monroe? Oh, we double teamed down. You got to be kidding me. What are we running right there? For him not to be blocking out on the edge? What in the world? Good gracious alive, guys. You have to. That is absolutely insane. And that is so demoralizing defensively. That is absolutely demoralizing. Head coach didn't even know they had the football. Yeah, he did too. So they got the ball 1st and 10. If they go in and score right here, it's over. It's over. I tell you right now, man, they absolutely have completely turned this game around in the second half. Trinidad Chambliss is absolutely throwing dimes out there. This is insane. Absolutely insane. Not looking good at all. This hurts. You got a program that you're down 3 points, and he's going to stand by that 4th down play going for it. I just completely disagree. You've got to change the field position on that play and move it and not give them the plus. All you did now is make this almost impossible to come back. At least if you punt the football and turn the field over, you at least make them have to drive the field instead of giving them this. I mean, this is ridiculous. See, there's that RPO, just down play action, throw the ball out, 1-2. You don't have time to get to the quarterback when he's throwing the ball in 2 seconds. This is insane. Those of you who are just joining me, I'm Chris Hayes, Coach Hayes Hudl. Appreciate you being with me tonight. Whether you're joining me through X, Facebook, or YouTube, you just probably witnessed Ole Miss score, go up by another touchdown. So we are now 10-point dog now to Ole Miss in the 4th quarter. Don't understand Coach Smart's thoughts on what he did right there, going for it on the 4th down play. I'm just beside myself on that. You're 27-24, you're bleeding, but you're not bled out yet. Punt the football and change the field. Change the field. Now you've given them every bit of the momentum that they want. You've got all the smoke now. Even if they did drive down and score, at least make them drive the field and score. But I know he's going to stand behind that right there for some odd reason. I don't know what he's going to say to defend that 4th down play that was busted from the beginning. I mean, it looked so bad. You've already had to convert one with a fake punt. Don't understand it. Do not understand that. Trinidad Chambliss can do no wrong. Currently 322 yards passing, 29 of 40 for 2 touchdowns. It's Wallace with another catch, 156 yards receiving. Unreal. Really not a good situation right now. And unfortunately, you've got still all these guys out here you can throw to. Let's see what the blocking scheme is, see if we pick it up. You're not going to throw a flag? You're not going to throw a flag? I don't think that back judge wants to throw a flag. I don't understand it. Why does the head judge, the person who's got to make that call, is the one running down the sideline right there? How in the world that is not pass interference is beyond me. You got to give them something here. See, I don't think she's wanting to throw a flag. She's never grabbed her flag. Never once. How in the world is that not pass interference, lady? You have got to call that back, judge. God almighty. Let's go. They're wanting to go. Let's go. Run the football. Atta baby. I tell you, that's the reason why I don't understand, us going for it right there. You get the ball, change field position. Now you're moving the football. Now, I mean, if we score, we're still down by 3. It just doesn't make sense to me, though. We got to score quick if we're going to score. We can't take 4 or 5 minutes off the clock to get this score. We got to get after them right here. But I've noticed on these last 2 or 3 plays, the pass pro's been really good. Pass pro's been really good. Looking real good. They're trying to get the Fox play. See, Colbie Young, I was about to say that's a good catch radius right there to miss on the dig. Gunner's bleeding. Got blood on his hand. Yeah, I agree with it, K-Love. I don't understand why. It doesn't make sense to me how they've just completely gone away from that. I know there's inconsistencies in the pass pro, and you still want to throw your play action. They're dropping 8. Atta baby. Don't fumble. Go down. Atta baby. Let's go. We got to get the ball in the zone quick if we're going to do this. If you're just joining me, Ole Miss is taking the lead by 10. We're dealing with a 34-24 game, but UGA is driving in the fourth quarter with 7:20 left. Ball's on the plus 18. We're in trips 3x1 bunch. Bring across in Yap. Now we're in 2x2 slots. Running that MOB route, backside. Noah didn't catch that. That's the thing about it, man. We got all these guys and targets we can throw to. We got the choice option on the backside right there. We run that play a ton. You're going to get a move over ball route, which is what's going to come from the trip side top. So you're going to get a guy that's going to post right there. And then he likes to throw the backside choice option a lot off of that. He's thrown it to Zachariah Branch, has been that guy a lot as well. Right there, Noah Thomas was the option on it. Now we're getting our deuce set. Deuce is left because we got a pro down here at the bottom. We're in 11 personnel. They're bringing 5. We got to get the ball quick. Attaboy, Zachariah. Touchdown. Touchdown. That's the reason why you keep going. Let's do it to it. Get the ball in the zone. Now we got to go play defense. Got to play defense. These guys aren't going to die. They ain't going to die. Let's do it. As much as I sit here and think to myself that we were really in a dead zone situation, our offense comes, that's the ebbs and flow of this game, man. It just drives me nuts. We look stagnant for almost a full quarter and a half, really. And then all of a sudden, bam, it's just like, hey, we give them the momentum. They go up by 10, and then we take the ball and go down the field and act like they're not even playing defense out there. So, this is the reason why you play the game, but it just makes you pull your hair out going, man, just think what's the difference of us right there, maybe punting the football to them and making them drive. Yeah, we certainly needed that, Owen, no doubt about it, buddy. For those of you who've been with me tonight, I appreciate you staying along with me on the live show as we watch this. This is a great backside throw right here. Zachariah Branch's concentration to bring that ball in is beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. Now, 3-point game. Still a ton of time left. We have got to get to Trinidad Chambliss. We have got to get to him. Guys, I appreciate you being with me tonight. I'm going to go to a commercial break with me real quick and with our sponsors at Georgia Sports Autographs.
Georgia Sports Autographs is built by collectors for collectors. They know what fans want because they've been in your shoes, hunting for that perfect piece, the right signature in the right spot. At every signing, Georgia Sports Autographs make sure it's done right, using the proper ink, following best practices, and paying attention to every detail so you end up with a product you'll be proud to display. They've already worked with many of Georgia's top athletes, and their network gives them access to just about anything you can imagine. If you don't see it listed, don't assume it can't be done. Chances are they can get it for you. Georgia Sports Autograph tests themselves with every event, always improving, always delivering for the ultimate addition to your collection. Trust the team that treats every autograph like its own. Georgia Sports Autographs, where every signature tells a story.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that definitely helped us right there. Nate Frazier was 73 yards rushing. Colbie Young still with 44 yards receiving. Gunnar Stockton is up 14 for 25 with a touchdown, 188 yards passing. It's not good when you've got a cornerback leading in tackles. And, of course, we do not have one person with a sack tonight. Big deal right there, guys. We had to go down and score. I mean, I thought after that touchdown we were going to be in trouble. But I'm going to question that. That's probably, to me, the fake punt. Obviously, I don't mind the fake punt situation. Those happen in games like this. But, you'd already kind of lived by the sword, died by the sword once. I don't understand why you try to go for it on that fourth down situation. You punt the ball away, you turn the field over, and you make them drive for that touchdown. You don't give them that touchdown. Maybe I'm looking at it differently. You could say, well, the stats are, well, we let them score quick. That way we got down there quick and scored too. But, I mean, that's woulda, shoulda, couldas, man. I don't see how that can, really change the momentum of the game. All I know, guys, we got a ball game. These dudes don't quit. So I'm going to be the first one to eat crow right there and say I thought we were really done after they scored to go up by 10. But now our defense has got to do something. Defense has got to change how the way it's set up. Jeff, is Bell injured? I don't think he is. The only person I know of right now that's out is Ja'Cory Thomas due to the ejecting penalty from the targeting call, and Raylan Wilson has not been back in. Yeah, I know. I agree with you, Owen. He is definitely playing like that. Joel, welcome in, buddy. Now we just have to stop them with a 3-and-out. I agree. We've got to figure out a way to slow him down, man. I talked about in my pregame show back when me and Scott did that earlier this week is that he was going to get the ball out quick. We were not going to see the havoc that we saw against Alabama because Charlie Weiss Jr. is an RPO play action guy. He wants the ball out 1-2 and it's thrown. And I said if he does keep it longer than that 2-second window, we got to get home, and we haven't. We've been chasing him around like if we were trying to find the blind squirrel. Keywan Lacey. Can't let them do this right now. Yeah. I just don't understand it why, if that's the case, why we can't go to like Colbie Young or Noah Thomas more often like that on the back shoulder fade or try to throw the ball vertically like we've done. Now, I know we've had some breakdowns tonight. I have noticed now going back and looking that probably where some of the leakages come from, believe it or not, is Malachi Tolliver more than it actually is. He did not grab his face mask right there, did he? They did not throw a flag, did they? That's good. Yeah. Yep, he did. They did not call it. It's funny, though. I remember DeAndre Swift. We sure did, Joel. But, I remember DeAndre Swift getting face masked by Alabama in the national championship game that they didn't call either. So, again, here we are, 4th and 5. They're going to have to punt. We got a 3-and-out right there. That's huge. Everybody's going to come back and say, oh, it should have been a face mask. I know. You get the hands up. It's a good job. Yeah, I know. And those are the nuances of the game that you hate to see because I know Ole Miss right now is probably absolutely livid because they didn't get that called. But I'm telling you right now, I've seen a little – there we go. Make it happen, Zachariah. Block. Atta baby. Get up the sideline right there. Let's go. We certainly needed that. That's what's so funny, though, as a fan watching the game and from a coach's perspective, in my heart of hearts, I'm seeing the momentum completely shift out of our clutches. Like we have no ability to really control what's happening. And all of a sudden it's just like, bam, it just clicks. We get the ball back. We move the ball down the field like we haven't, like our ass is on fire. And we haven't moved the ball like that for a quarter and a half. And then our defense comes out and gets a 3-and-out. It's like all of a sudden we just flip the switch. It's like, okay, let's play now. We're ready to go. Let's see what we do off this run. Nate's running the football. There you go. Push it. So there's a lot of things going on right here, guys, that we've got to be cautious of too. So this is gameplay. This is critical game management right here as well. Because, I mean, obviously we want to score to go up, but, you're also thinking too that you want to put yourself in positive plays, play in front of the chains right here. Don't put yourself in a situation where, you're playing behind the chains whatsoever. Got to move the football. But I'm definitely in agreement with you there, K-Love. We definitely need that. Looks like Nate's hurt right there. I don't know what's wrong. Kind of got bent up. Oh, no. Come on, Nate. I got him right there. It's amazing. Let's see what they got. Trying to see what the trainers are doing to him right now, what they're testing, if it's his ankle or his knee. Can't see anything. Based off where they're at right now, it looks like they're testing his knee. One thing y'all might not know is that before I became a teacher and a coach, I was actually a certified athletic trainer. I did that for 6 years. So orthopedic assessment is one of my fortes as well. I'm basically a master of nothing but just sort of I dabble in a lot of things. He's hurting though. This means Chauncey Bowens is going to have to come in. Come on, baby. I like to see that he's just hopping a little bit. That's not too bad. Yep. They're going to take him to the tent and evaluate him, I'm sure. So you're going to see Chauncey Bowens, Josh McCray, and Bo Walker maybe? Yeah, you got McCray in right now. Completely different situation. This is what bugs me is like all of a sudden, what has McCray done at practice that's taken him over Chauncey Bowens' spot? Like Chauncey to me is still a good running back, man. Josh doesn't have the speed that Chauncey has. Now you missed it, London. And see, to me, on that 2nd and 8 play, that's where you go play action. So now it's 3rd and long. Let's see what we get right here. Man, I hate Nate getting hurt right there too, but that also kills all the momentum you had running the football too. I don't understand what Chauncey Bowens, and nothing against Josh McCray either, but I don't understand why Chauncey Bowens is not your next running back in. We got to be able to pass pro right here, guys. They're going to bring a simulated pressure, I bet you. Let's see if they bring 5. They're just bringing 4. We should be able to. Come on, Malachi. That's not the play you want. It is 3rd down, Gunner. I'd rather see you force the ball vertically down the field somewhere. They got to go for it. They can't give the ball back to him. I agree with you, Joel. I don't know what's going on with I know he's been hurt. And this is game management right here because you've got all 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout. So theoretically, you could punt back to Mississippi, Ole Miss, and time management it, but you can't guarantee the fact. I mean, you could lose the ball game never touching it again. I bet he's open. Why are you not oh, my God. Come on, Gunner. We're going to have to, Neil. I don't understand I know that I don't agree with this as far as like where we're at. To me, you've got to keep the ball in your offense's hands right here. To me, this is the game. This is the game. That's tough too. So we were moving the football on the first play from scrimmage. Nate had that good run, and then he gets hurt. Let's see if we get the first down. Oh, my Lord, we got it. We're still alive. I tell you, man. I tell you what. This game is absolutely unbelievable. They only brought 3-man pressure with a robber. What a throw. What an unbelievable throw. Come on, don't be dumb. They're going to call him for holding. Shoot. That just took us out of field goal range. Whew. Ernest Green. Oh, me. He did. He held the piss out of him right there. Well, you sit there and you make up for the call that we got on the face mask on the previous play. That moved us back over into minus territory, didn't it? We're back over the 50 now, aren't we? Nope. And how many batted balls is that, man? Eccles, man. Goodness gracious alive. Tell you what, he has bounced more footballs off of that dude. And that guy's not even getting to him. I mean, he's just running X stunts. He's playing on the playground and has absolutely insane what has changed. I agree with you. I think, Malachi Tolliver's being exploited today, my friend. Mike Brown, your question. We're going to run a fast screen off of this. He got into field goal range. Now, what do we do here? Are we going to try to kick the field goal? They're going to go to the 2-minute timeout. But your question, though, on that, Mike, what has happened to our offensive line? I think the main thing you're going to see is that Malachi Tolliver has been exploited tonight. I'm going to say this. Their defensive line is not a bad defensive line. They caused a lot of havoc prior to when we played them in Athens. I really thought they were going to give us a harder time than they did. I was at that game, but at that point in juncture, we still had Drew Bobo in there. And, to me, Alabama didn't show it enough to where it exploited us because they had Tim Keenan, which we handled really well. But tonight we have not handled their front very well at all. They've been X-stunning us a lot. And, Pete Golden does a good job of understanding what, we can do to stress with having the experience you've got, because you've got the true freshman, either Gaston or Glover, on the same side with Ernest Green. And then you got, Micah Morris over there with Monroe Freeland. And then you got Tolliver at center. So he's going to be working one side or the other with one of his guards or the other. And tonight, what I've noticed on a lot of pulls is that Malachi Tolliver is not getting the seal block back when you have to seal block on that. And it's also noticing in pass pro. It's evident in pass pro, too, that we're running for our life in that, too. And that's something that is beyond me. But that's just the difference. That's the nuances of the game versus Alabama versus what we're doing right now, because I knew we wasn't going to get to the quarterback tonight. There was no way. With the offensive philosophy that Charlie Weiss has, getting the ball out 1-2, I knew that we wouldn't see any havoc tonight. And when we have got to him, we haven't kept him in his spot. He's run all over the place like he's playing backyard football, throwing it around back there. It's almost been embarrassing watching what he's done to us. But on our side of the ball, I think Malachi Tolliver tonight's being exploited a little bit. I'll have to watch film and see, but I'm almost positive that's where it's coming from a lot of the times and the issues that are there. What I'm kind of really just sort of fragmented about is how midway through the second quarter going into the third quarter, how we just completely got away from the run game being as efficient as it was in the first quarter. It's like all of a sudden, they changed it up and did some different things with us that just we couldn't block correctly. Like, Micah's falling down on his pull kick step to get around on Gunner's foot as they're coming out from underneath, the underneath center. The one thing about with offense is that you want rhythm. And you can't build rhythm when you don't play for a month. And that's the reason why you see defenses play a little bit better and why you see offensive struggle. Just for that simple fact. But, this game is what it is. I am, as much as I sit here and hate to watch what we're doing, I love the fact that we're continuing to battle. I mean, it's third down right here. It's manageable for us to possibly get a first down. And if not, hopefully we can kick the field goal. We'll have to see. Let's see what we get right here. Yeah, it's tough to see Alabama lose the way they did. I really don't like I'm not going to pull the Big Ten versus the SEC. What do we get right here on this? They're going to throw a flag on that. Yes, we got pass interference. That's beautiful. I'm assuming you're asking me how mad are you that Alabama lost today? I'm not really, like I said, a big fan of the fact of SEC over Big Ten. I thought Alabama would play Indiana harder than they did, but it just goes to show you how good Indiana is and how good Mendoza is. There's a reason why he won the Heisman Trophy. I thought he was a little overrated, honestly, but still, nonetheless, I was still disappointed in the way they played. I really think they kind of got embarrassed, unfortunately, today in Pasadena. But, yeah, it was tough. Susie Dickerson, Mike Bobo, say what you want to, say he got to go. That's not, to me, anything that makes any sense right now. I like what I see. Come on, Chauncey. We got to get what we want right here. I would love to be able to say that we control the football and score on them with no time left on the clock. Would be so nice. That's the reason I'm saying I don't understand why Chauncey Bowens hasn't been in the game more anyway. But it's tough. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate people who are from different programs who have, their own teams that they love and watch. I'm not here to talk trash like most people are. I'm a fan of all football. I enjoy it if it's played well because I'm a coach. Like I said, I've got we got another flag. We got another pass interference call right here. What do we got? Got a hold call? I know Neil's probably helping me here. Neil's ahead of me on my gameplay. Oh, yeah, hold on Ole Miss. First and goal, Dawgs. We're on the 8-yard line with the first down. Defense gave up 34. Not Bobo's fault, yeah. The defense did score a touchdown for the offense tonight too, so that definitely helps. But right now, this is a complete game where your defense had to do what it needed to do. Your offense is needing to do what it needed to do. And there's an opportunity for you to capitalize on it. No matter how ugly it is, you'll take them any way you can. Neil, I appreciate your updates. I think you're ahead of me about one play, it seems, because I'm just about to run the first play on the +9 first and goal. So he's going to get in. To me, Neil, Josh Crawford is the running backs coach, so it's his decision on who he wants to put in. I think, of course, Mike Bobo is going to approve of what he wants because he wants personnel situations because he's got situational plays he wants in, just like when he wants Cass Jones in the game as well. So it's all about personnel and situational downs and what you have. So I would say here, if he's looking to do something, the problem is you can't show tendencies because when you put Cass Jones in, all of a sudden it changes the tendency of your defense to know, hey, we're probably not going to get a run right here because Cass Jones is in the game. So, Chauncey Bowens is not the best pass catcher out of the backfield. Cass Jones is. So that's where it makes it decisional. But Josh Crawford is a running back coach, and I'm sure he has to approve that through whatever Mike Bobo's wanting to run personnel-wise. Right now, Chauncey's in the game. So you got Ethan Barbour in the game as well. It's crazy to think this kid had a broken, dislocated ankle against Austin Peay, and here he is playing in the game against Ole Miss. It's crazy. I wouldn't be surprised here. Okay. Bowen is the guy. Yes, he's in. Joel, you must be telling me something good here, so you're trying not to spoil it because I'm obviously behind you right here. Hopefully, it's not going to be spoiling something bad. You better not be telling me you're spoiling something bad here for me. What do we got? Oh, that's not good. So 3rd and goal. Appreciate that. That's the only downside to streaming services, man. When you try to do these live shows to walk through it, this is the first time that I've done this in a long time. I didn't know how. I mean, I've been going since before the kickoff. So, I've been live now for 3 hours and 38 minutes of the game time. So I told everybody that stayed with me I was not going to get off until the game was over. So I appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. This is an unbelievable ball game, though. I would have told you when they scored and went up 10 that we might not be able to come back from that as poorly as we've been playing offensively. I tell you right now, the Ole Miss fans have a lot to complain about too in this game. But I tell you what, they've been inconsistent on both sides of the ball. I agree with you, my friend. I am definitely not going to blame this on Bobo. This is a joint effort of everybody just struggling. This is just inconsistency with no rhythm. Let's see what we have. So we got 3rd and goal here. See what we get. If I'm them, I'd probably run some type of ISO with Gunner Stockton. All right, so they're going to have to kick the field goal to tie it. Could we be headed to overtime? Looks like Neil's a little bit of ahead of us, so it looks like we've already kicked the field goal. Dylan Bell back there laying on his butt in the back pylon. This is insane that we have tied this ball game up. Yeah, Ole Miss has no timeouts left either. So we just got to play smart here. Don't let them move the football with 56 seconds left. That kid's got a strong foot, though, man. Golly bum, he's got a strong foot. I tell you, it's not looking good because defensively, we've had that one good series that we needed. We need another good series right here. And this is the kind of 56 seconds really bugs me. 56 seconds really bugs me. Because that kid's only got to get to maybe like the 40-yard line, and he's got a chance to make it, man. Appreciate y'all being in here with me tonight. Like I said, a lot of you are here with me since the beginning. Can't thank y'all enough for your patronage and being in here with me tonight. True that. Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. He definitely can kick it a long way. Whether you're joining me through YouTube, Facebook, or on X, I appreciate y'all being in here with me tonight. Those people who have chimed in, if you're catching this later, like I said, it's a live show. And, like I said, a lot of things go along with it, but just a lot of ebbs and flows to the game, man. Tonight we have I have been at an all-time low. I really felt like when we were down 34-24, that might be the end of it. But these guys just know how to continue to fight. It blows me away how they continue to make their comebacks. They don't die. I don't know, brother. Nate's injury definitely caused a change in the momentum of the game. He's kicking out of the back of the end zone. I just hope it's nothing serious. But I don't know if that's necessarily the change in the game right there. I'm really surprised they didn't try to run the ball with Gunner. Maybe run some kind of ISO, similar to what they ran on the 1st and goal play. Or run some kind of zone where he could have pulled it. When you kick it out of the back of the end zone, you give it to them on the 25. I mean, they've only got to get maybe 35 yards of total offense right here to get within his kicking route. I usually have Scott Howard on because I can't typically listen to the Telstras. It's been kind of nice just talking to you guys tonight live and just listening to the game on mute. So I'm just having to go based off what I see. See, we're way too deep at safety, man. Running the football, you got to get up in there, Chris. I think they're going for they're going just for the tie. There's no sense of urgency. Separated him from the ball. That was huge. Absolutely huge. Dude, that hit him right in the right elbow. I know that was not comfortable. Right in the right elbow. Wow. Right in the tricep, right in the helmet, right in that elbow, man. I know that hurt. Watch this. Wow, that's the kind that breaks your arm. God. I know that hurt. Absolutely hurt. So basically, Ole Miss helped us down the field right there. So I don't know if we added any more offensive. Gunnar Stockton with 215 yards passing, 17 of 31 touchdown, 2 rushing touchdowns. Nate Frazier with 86 yards rushing. You got Zachariah Branch with 67 yards receiving. KJ Bolden now leading in tackles with 10. Trinidad Chambliss, 29 of 42, 322 yards passing, man. Keywan Lacey needs one more yard for 100 yards. So they've got a 150-yard receiver, 100-yard rusher, a 300-yard passer. This is absolutely insane. Yep, he does. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I'm a fan of the game and obviously a fan of Georgia, but I've also coached football for 22 years. Retired coach now and just enjoy the game. So I've always learned to keep a level head. I don't allow the game the way some people who ride their emotions high. Does it suck? Do I get frustrated? Do I go to bed and wake up the next day differently feeling if they lose versus they win? Sure I do. But I don't let it affect me emotionally the way I used to, because it can. You get on a roller coaster with a game and you're letting these 18 to 22-year-old kids affect the way you feel about certain things. He got it. You got to be kidding me. Good Lord. That is insane right there. He got behind DeMello. What are we doing in man-to-man right there? What are we absolutely doing in man-to-man right there? And then we almost get the pick. That is insane. Almost got that pick. Well, we're definitely in that kid's field goal range. My Lord. That green strip was back there at the 45-yard line. Yeah, I agree with you. Tonight we're playing very similar to how we played at the beginning of the year. Very inconsistent offensive line play, not the consistency we've had, running inconsistently. Yeah, it's been very inconsistent tonight. And like I said, to me, the way I look at it, if they end up kicking the field goal and winning the game in regulation, they honestly deserve the win. They have played a great ball game tonight. We have not played very well at all and still fighting. I cannot believe that throw right there. That gave him another 30-something yards. So that puts him probably over, let's see, I bet he's up to 350 now. They haven't updated it yet. All right. Talk to me, Neil. I need to know. Go ahead and let me know what it's going to be, whether we're going to be going to overtime or whether we're I'm sure we're going to call timeout, though. We're going to ice him. We got 3 timeouts. Yeah, it's not going to be a long one. This is tough too, as inconsistent as we've been, and as poorly as we've played in this game, and we're sitting here at a 34 tie. Blows me away. But, you look at it, DeMelo Jones on that coverage. Why are we in man-to-man right there? I don't know. Why we wouldn't be in some kind of two-man, at least to have safety help over the top of DeMelo. Why in the world would he be by himself? Yeah, I figured we'd get a timeout. I wouldn't doubt if Kirby calls another one. I don't know if you can do that anymore. This is tough to watch. Neil, I appreciate you letting me know. I figured he'd probably make it. He's been solid all night long. He's one of the most consistent kickers in the nation. Tough to watch, ladies and gentlemen. Tough to watch. Yes, sir. Man, he could have kicked that from 60. That's insane. What a game. What a game. Well, you hate to see it. The questions are going to be, what's the execution level from the offensive side of the football? We score 34 points. 7 of those come from your defense. So theoretically, we score 27 points to their 37. We got outplayed anyway, honestly. I don't understand why we didn't lay out right there. We could have laid out for that ball. But I'm at a loss right now offensively where we were at. We just seem to be so inconsistent tonight, and that's really tough when you watch how well we had come along and improved. The defense itself had really done a good job and played very well. So, when you look at all the things that are going on, I mean, to me, I cannot believe we don't get a chance to go play Carson Beck in Miami. It just blows me away that we lost that opportunity. Hey, I appreciate y'all being in here with me tonight. We're going to bring him back. Oh, we got to throw it. Just get out of bounds, get out of bounds, get out of bounds. That's a safety. It gave him 2 more points. Appreciate y'all being in here with me tonight. As always, take care. God bless. And it's always, go Dogs.